CFA College Football on ABC Sports, brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Payne Weber, we believe our most important investment is an investment in relationships. By Delta Airlines, with 290 flights a week, nobody gives you more of Europe than Delta. And by Fram Oil Filters. Fram, you can pay a little now or a lot later. Miami 7, Boston College nothing. Miami's first drive of the new season. Donnell Bennett with 4 carries for 31 yards and a 12-yard run for the touchdown.
You see that penalty ran on the kickoff return, and then they ended up having to punt out of their end zone. They're playing on a very short field that way, and that's a very successful drive. Great way to start out your first drive with a brand new quarterback.
So Justice Smith and Kenyatta Watson deep. Justice is on the right. Boston College returned the opening kickoff to the 20, and the penalty took it back to the 10. They couldn't get out of the hole. Here comes Watson from the 3. Watson slips a tackle to the 20. Watson with a fine return out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
You know, Boston College last year was a 2/3 run, 1/3 pass, and they're going to try to stay with that philosophy. They believe in that. But I think Miami's big, strong defensive front, that down 4, might force them to throw the little more controlled passing game today.
David Green in at tailback for Boston College. And the fullback again right straight ahead. They have used Darnell Campbell, their 220-pound senior out of Brockton.
That helmet popped off there. Watch this. Deep hand off the fullback. He gets up in there, and watch that helmet come out of here. Here it is on the right. There it is. Look, it's sitting right up there in the middle of the back. Oh, I want my hat.
Second and long, and again, Mitchell in motion. Foley wants him, and he threw behind him a little bit, and Pete was reaching for the ball and couldn't get a handle on it.
Remember, the field's a little wider now, Brent, over there in the short side of the field. They have 6 feet 8 inches more, and I think that's going to really help the offensive football team. Now, you see the hash mark to the sideline. They've gained 6 feet 8 inches here from the hash mark to the sideline. That gives the offense a little more of an edge, more problems for the defense.
Third down for Foley and the Eagles. Keith Miller, 23 in motion. Now they send Mitchell back. 5 different players shift. Miami just sits still and waits. Complete to Clarence Cannon. First down. Cannon across the 45-yard line with Paul White in pursuit. A 21-yard bolt.
4 different forms of movement. Linemen shifting, linebackers shifting around because of adjusting to those backs. You see them shifting now. They have the delay coming across the middle, underneath the coverage. Now you'll see the safety, 19, Richardson, picked off his own man, gets the ball in Clarence Cannon's hand. All that movement, control, it sort of confuses that defensive front.
Again, it's Miller. And this is Green on a cutback to the 42. Let's check in with John Saunders in New York.
Right, then Michigan against Washington State. Todd Collins, first-year quarterback, 42 yards to Derek Alexander. Remember, Collins came in last year in a couple of appearances, but now he's the starter. They lead 7-0 as Ricky Powers went in from 1. Back to you, Brent.
All right, John, Michigan with a chance to make a run at a national championship this year. 7-0 here. Miami leading Boston College. Foley, and the pass is dropped. Incomplete. Campbell should have got it.
Again, they're working underneath the zone with those little delay patterns by the backs, tight ends, crossing patterns by the receiver. You can look for Tim Tuberville, the defensive coordinator for Miami, to throw in some of that man coverage. Take away that short stuff by clamping on up close to the line of scrimmage.
This will be 3rd and 6 for Boston College. Notre Dame has taken a 2-point lead on Northwestern now.
A lot of movement, a lot of changing of the formations. Force the defense to think.
was Dexter Ziegler, the best cover man for Miami, making a big play. Had he not got a hand on that ball, it was going to be 6. Miller would have walked into the end zone.
They actually broke down the coverage there. There was a mistake made, and Ziegler dropped back off his zone area, rolled up there the flat, and made that play. And he had 4 interceptions last year and knocked down the ball 11 times. So, as you said, Brent, the best coverage guy.
Jeff Beckley, punting for Boston College. Jonathan Harris will let this one go, and it's going to be downed inside the 5-yard line. Beautiful punt by Beckley, 37 yards, buries the Hurricanes inside their own 5-yard line. Well, Julie Moran, I hope you didn't park illegally today.
No, Brent, I am all set, but BC's relationship with its neighbors here in Chestnut Hill has been very strained over the past several months. In fact, BC did not even receive its permit to have this game until last Thursday. And in June, the Board of Newton voted unanimously to ban all parking on all streets for a 1-mile radius surrounding the stadium. So you did not see a lot of tailgating today, but you did see a lot of tow trucks.
Dick, I think that Julie's the only member of this crew who could talk her way out of a ticket.
Yeah, I think she could. Though these guys are tough up here.
1st and 10 for the Canes.
Oh, good play. Nice play.
And that was Mike Panos. Now, remember Tom McManus. He was their all-everything linebacker of a year ago. Panos steps into the starting lineup alongside Stephen Boyd this year.
Good job of the linebackers filling there. Now, watch the line. There's 51 Mike Panos. 50 Steve Boyd was also in there. Now, watch him fill this gap. It looks like they're going to be able to make it. Here he goes, right up inside. Did a real nice job. Casey Jones, number 63, was supposed to block him. Didn't get him blocked.
That's the first time anybody's got an authoritative hit on Donnell Bennett today. He scored the Miami touchdown.
Bear defense.
Bennett on a sweep. And he is stacked up at the 5-yard line. Tim Morabito there defensively underneath on that pile.
What they did is they jumped into the Buddy Ryan Bear defense. See, they have 8 people up front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys up there, and they couldn't audible out of it. See, they couldn't audible out. Too many people to block. Normally, you want to throw against that defense.
Loss of a yard leaves Costa and the Canes with a 3rd and 10. Take it back in the shotgun. Throws complete, and it is a 1st down. Out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Cy Tucker, the sophomore tight end from Oklahoma City, a 16-yard gain.
Miami offensive philosophy last year, you could see 77 plays a game on an average, run 35 times, they're 45%, 55% pass. Going to try to balance that out a little bit more, take advantage of the big backs, take advantage of a huge offensive line.
A big play. Tucker bailed him out. Fine receiver as a tight end. 3 wide to the left, and it's Bennett again. And he is stacked up after a gain of about 2 yards by Stephen Boyd.
Stephen Boyd read that draw. The draw actually almost hit too quick. He didn't start taking a pass drop. He read it and stepped right up inside there. Sophomore All-American last year.
Dick, how much would it have bothered the Boston College defense for Miami not to show the 2-back right away and just feature Bennett? Would that have thrown the defense off on that first draw?
Well, I'll tell you this. It wasn't a secret here in Boston. There was newspaper articles about 2-back attack and that kind of thing. So they were looking for it.
And so far, it has been mostly this formation. 1 back. Costa deflected by Boyd. Stephen Boyd, number 50, knocked it down.
Again, they're jumping into those defenses late like that, and Boyd right up on the line of scrimmage, so he's not dropping out of there. It's a low, flat ball to the sideline. You'll see coming right at you. Good pass rush by Mamula outside. Now see Boyd gets up there nicely and bats it down.
Another 3rd down for Costa. This one 3rd and 9. And Danielle Ferguson checks in as the running back. He will wear number 1. He's standing behind Costa right now. We mention him because if they go to the no back, he's a fine little pass receiver.
They're liable to motion him right out of that backfield. Yeah, here he comes right now, Brent.
Now this gives them 4 wide receivers in this formation. Costa's offensive line holds up, incomplete, and Jonathan Harris, the intended receiver.
See, that's a matchup we're going to see all day, especially in nickel defense. We're going to see 17 Mike Reed locked on Jonathan Harris in the slot or the third man in the trips formation. This is a matchup that Coach Steve Szabo, the defensive coordinator, is going to create all through the ball game.
There's the transfer from Ohio State, who grew up in Coral Springs, Florida, Mike Chrissy. And he will be punting to Kenyatta Watson, who had a fine kickoff return a short time ago.
That's a low ball. That kind you can return.
Now Watson will give it a try from the 31. Slips up to the 41. Out to the 49-yard line. It'll be a short field that Boston College will get to play with now. And Kenyatta Watson has shown flashes that he could give them some fine returns this year at Boston College.
We treat those trucks like we're going to buy each one. We build them like we're going to buy the next one coming off the line. We build a world-class truck. We care. We care what we ship. We care what people buy. Because if we didn't care, they'd never be back. I know what we build. And I know when they buy a Chevy, they're buying a good truck.
Chevrolet, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Americans have always had a love affair with their cars.
Who do you love? Who do you love? Yeah, who do you love?
And when it comes to plugs and filters, we guarantee to keep that spark going for a long, long time.
One of the most innovative real estate companies in America. The leader in individual life insurance. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
There's the play selection in this game, with Miami leading by 7 points, Dick.
Well, again, demonstrating what we talked about at the top of the show. They're going to try to balance out their attack, not just today, but philosophically through the whole year. You know, and I know, that they can throw the football and will throw it well.
Gordon Laro, at tight end, lines up at fullback right now. And it was Campbell getting the call. We'd like to pause 5 seconds to allow our ABC stations to identify themselves.
This is WFTV, Channel 9, Orlando.
At Boston College with Dick Vermeil, I'm Brent Musburger. This is Glenn Foley, the senior quarterback for the Eagles. Miami scoring a touchdown on its first possession of the new season, leading 7-0. It'll be 2nd and 9 at midfield for Boston College. Foley, complete to Miller for a first down. The senior wideout, Keith Miller, who's quite a story. All summer he would get up at 6:30 a.m., run 2 miles, lift weights in the afternoon, and his father would toss him 100 passes a day. He's a young man who already has a degree, wanted to come back and have a great season here with Boston College.
You know, he caught 4 balls against Miami the last time they played. A big play type receiver, you know, and he's the kind of guy that's very consistent, Brent.
Campbell barrels straight ahead to the 32-yard line.
That was all effort on his part. Actually, Kenny Lopez, the defensive tackle, stopped that play, stuffed it in the hole, and he just ricocheted off that. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Focus your attention to the right side of the screen. Now, see, there's good penetration right there. Nayland doing a good job. He just bounced right off his own offensive lineman's back to advance the ball.
The offensive line will be under the microscope all day. Kendall and Landry have experience on the one side. Borelli and Belishka a little inexperienced on the other side. Now it is second down and short for BC.
Keep checking off.
Foley, and sacked for the second time. It is Kevin Patrick getting his first of the game. Kevin Patrick insists that this defensive line could wind up being the best in the history of the school.
You'll see Kevin Patrick coming off the outside here. Here he's going to take a hard outside rush. Now he's on Pete Kendall, number 66, to the left side of your screen there. This is his first start as a left tackle. He played offensive right guard last year, and believe me, ladies and gentlemen, that pass set is totally different than playing right guard.
A loss of 8, so it's 3rd and 11 at the Miami 40-yard line. Cannon, the motion receiver. Now Mitchell comes back the other way, and Miller tightens up in the slot, and they'll bring Miller through. Foley, quick drop, incomplete.
Actually, Clarence was going down through that seam in the zone coverage, and he really wasn't looking. Foley felt the pressure, wanted to get it to him a little sooner. That time, Cannon wasn't looking. I had a chance to visit with Foley the other day and ask him about staying in school, you know, and staying here. He could have left last year and gone to the pros, and he's really happy he stayed. He's much more confident, more poised, more aware of what's going on, and he will have a more productive year.
Buckley with a high punt. Harris will let this go on into the end zone. Touchback, it'll come out on the 20. Well, Monday, former Miami coach Jimmy Johnson with a doubleheader. The Dallas Cowboy head Ombre will face the questions from Forrest Sawyer on the ABC News Magazine Day 1, and then his Dallas team will face their arch rivals, the Washington Redskins. It's a season premiere, ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, right here. And Dick, who you like, the Cowboys or the Skins in that one, partner?
Well, you always have to stay with the world champions. But I tell you, when you lose an Emmitt Smith, they haven't lost him, they haven't got him signed. But when you're taking out a big, big portion of the offense, it'll be tough on him because of that.
Costa and the Canes with a 7-point lead. First and 10 and own 20. Play fake. Costa buys time. Steps out to the left now and fires complete to a diving receiver for 12 yards and a first down. That was Saeed Tucker again, his very talented and speedy tight end.
Showed good mobility right there, good foot movement. This guy's supposed to be a good athlete. He was a fine basketball player in high school. He broke 9 city records there as a quarterback and started 2 years on the baseball team as well. So he's a good athlete.
First down and penalty flags flying just prior to the snap. The ball carrier was Larry Harris, the junior. You know, we had an opportunity to talk to Costa, Dick, and even more so than listening to him, we asked him if he was ready.
Dead ball foul. False start.
So
on the offense.
Take a look at his eyes
penalty.
and see if you can get a feeling here for Frank Costa, the new quarterback of the Hurricanes.
The past 3 years I've been waiting for my turn to finally come, and now it's here, and you know, I'm really anxious to start playing. You know, it's been talked about so much, and from my friends, family, coaches, and reporters, and now I'm just ready to play.
Grew up in the Philadelphia area. Understudy to Gino Toretta. Also watched Craig Erickson win a national title. There was movement in the line, and finally the penalty flags come flying on that play. Ferguson, the ball carrier that time.
Actually, the defensive lineman, Tim Morabito, jumped a little bit on the quarterback's first command. The ball was not snapped. Then the center decided to snap the ball. Costa grew up 5 minutes from Vet Stadium. Was visiting with him.
Defense.
Right there in South Philadelphia. They eat a lot of pasta in South Philadelphia, believe me.
Actually, that man's quarterback, Glenn Foley, grew up in the shadow of the Vet just across the River in New Jersey, Cherry Hill, and he's a Philadelphia Philly fanatic. He couldn't wait, could Glenn Foley, to talk about the Philadelphia Phillies and their great success this year.
The first thing he said to me, he says, "Coach, how about those Phillies?" He says, "I've been waiting for so long to be able to root for these guys."
1st and 10 for Miami. The ball on the Hurricane 32-yard line. Costa, flare to Bennett, and Bennett was tracked right away by the defense that time. The man who was out there on him was David Jones.
David Jones has had a lot of injury problems here. He's a good football player. Sitting in the linebacker meeting room the other day looking at tape when he came in. He's had 2 knee surgeries since he's been here, and they say if they can keep this young man healthy, he'll make a real contribution to a good defensive football team. David Jones.
Wouldn't Boston College and its defensive coordinators love to throw out that first series? They have been a different team since then. 2.5 minutes here in the opening quarter. Costa has Ferguson standing all alone. And Ferguson ended beautifully by Joe Camara, number 5, the junior cornerback.
This was an option pass where you have the choice to go downfield with the ball or run the screen. Now follow the linemen as they take you out to the screen. See, they drop back, they look downfield. It's not there. Now here come the offensive lineman out there. He almost gets it. See, there's a kick-out block right there. Boom. He gets that crack, but Camara, number 5, comes up and makes a nice defensive play.
Well, it's 3rd and 3, and Miami and Coach Erickson inserts its 2 running back package now. Bennett and Jones and Costa saw something he didn't like, because at the same time Boston College made 3 defensive substitutions. Not what Costa was expecting to see. Erickson, listening to his defensive coaches from upstairs, he'll go over and confer with his head coach, who basically is the offensive coordinator here at Miami.
When you talk to Coach Erickson, as we see him here on the screen, and I had a nice visit with him, Brendan, and you had a chance to too, he really, I think, exudes a very silent confidence about this football team. Not ready to jump up and say we're going to be great, but you can tell he's holding back. I think he's very, very optimistic.
When he played quarterback out of Montana State in Bozeman, he was the holder for one Jan Stenerud.
Oh, really?
Never bobbled a snap.
Never bobbled it. He hasn't bobbled many snaps in Miami either. Nobody's done it much better down there.
Nebraska running it up.
Wow.
There's a team expected to make a move on a national championship this year. Tennessee goes tonight. Colorado, that's another club that could make some waves this year. And Washington with an early field goal on Stanford. Bill Walsh, in case you did not see it or hear about it, he got off the airplane in a disguise.
Well, he was quoted by the Seattle press in some statements he made at a Stanford alumni meeting about Washington program, and I'll tell you, it upset the whole Northwest.
Yeah, I can't say that I blame some of the Washington alums when he called that team mercenaries.
Did you see that Ohio State score? I think they're going to be a dandy, too.
And they have the best offensive line in the country this year. Now it is 3rd and 3. Ball at the 39 for Miami, leading Boston College 7-0 here in the opening quarter. Costa fires. Jones can't get the handle. And Miami forced to punt it away.
Also good pressure up inside there by Timmy Morabito. Now Steve Szabo, the defensive coordinator, told me he has been the pleasant surprise of the defensive team this year. He's really come. He's ready to really ready to play. Good pressure that time.
Here's how Costa reacted when the ball was bobbled.
Three games under his belt. He'll walk over and pop that guy in the back of the helmet.
Mike Chrissy punting again.
Again, that's a low punt.
And Watson will try to take advantage as he did the last time. Finds an alley. 30 penalty marker. Could be clipping. Watson to the 40, but hold on. A penalty flag is thrown.
You know, they did a real good job of setting up the wall, but the negative on that play was the punt. The ball was kicked too low, and the coverage can't get there. Then the coverage was constricted. pushing in the back.
2 penalties have hurt Coach Coughlin and the Eagles. One on the opening kickoff. Took their field position coming out from their own 20 and buried him back at the 10. They couldn't move. Miami took the punt, marched in for its touchdown. Now this penalty hurts.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, watch this wall now. Watch the wall form to your right. You'll see him up now. Freeze it right there. Freeze it right there. You'll see here, he's able to get right down this lane. The defense is all right here. Not a good coverage pass, but a punt was too low. This kid is a redshirt freshman. He's going to be around here for 4 years. Kenyatta Watson, number 4.
Dick, that was a 44-yard return off a 45-yard punt, but the penalty takes it back to the 11-yard line. And here is the toss. And the hole closes. Rohan Marley unloads now. And we get word that the New York Yankees got today what they wanted. Let's go to John Saunders.
Exactly, Brent. The Yankees facing the Indians. This is Jim Abbott facing Carlos Baerga for the final out of a no-hitter. The Yankees moved to a 1.5 games within the Toronto Blue Jays. But Jim Abbott, the former Michigan Wolverine, gets a 4-0 no-hitter. Brent, back to you.
John, what a career Jim Abbott has had. And then he tops it off with this. What a remarkable story. Here it is, Glenn Foley, incomplete. Mitchell drops the ball at the 19-yard line.
That's something Mitchell never does. He never drops a football. We did it ball games twice last year. Saw him play on tape 2 other games. He just doesn't drop the football. Twan Russell there going out.
One of their backup linebackers, expected to see a lot of action.
Yeah, he's a very gifted athlete, Brent, this guy is. He was a state champion of 330-yard hurdles. I mean, this guy's an athlete. He can really move.
Now it's 3rd and 7 at the Eagle 14-yard line. Foley, as the pocket was collapsing, he was hit by Kevin Patrick and Darren Crine coming in. Lopez was there too.
See, Darren Crine had 8 sacks last year. Kevin Patrick had 8 sacks. Very experienced defensive lineman. And if you're forced to hold the ball, setting that short, setting that close to the line of scrimmage, you're going to get it batted. You see what I'm talking about? He can't throw it right now. Here comes Patrick, 86, Crine around the outside.
Jeff Beckley.
That's not a good punt either.
And Harris will track it down at the 45 and steps out of bounds.
Miami's winning the battle of field position, though. Here they are again playing on a 55-yard field. The first touchdown as a result of starting on the, the 49-yard line with 51 yards to go.
Well, Boston College had a similar opportunity and couldn't do anything with it.
Couldn't do anything with it. That's right. But Tom Coughlin said for them to beat Miami, the Boston College head coach said, for us to beat them, we've got to play darn near perfect football. And when you give them that kind of field position, you're hurting yourself.
And nobody has yet stepped up for BC and made the truly big play, which they're going to have.
Yeah, they got to get the turnover.
Acosta on 1st down will drop it back in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Ferguson off here to the right. Threw low at the 50-yard line. Ferguson went down. The crowd thinking that he trapped the ball, but it's marked complete at midfield.
Ferguson did the right thing from a receiver standpoint. See, he took his pads down to the football. He didn't try to reach down there with just his hands. Just a little quick, short, flat pass out there. He nails it out there. See, now him take his pads down there as well. Whole body going down after the ball. Definitely a reception.
Ferguson saw action as a freshman, rushed for 305 yards. Grew up in Dade County, attended Columbus High. Miami with a touchdown by Donnell Bennett leads Boston College 7-0 after 1 quarter. Marley left behind his music and a son by the name of Rohan, and he adds a special beat.
Well, jamming, and I hope you like jamming too.
Pops would have been proud of that hit. There is Rohan Marley. He's a tiny package of dynamite. 2nd and 5 for Costa and the Canes, leading 7-0 as we start the 2nd quarter here in Boston. And Chris Sullivan met that play head up. It was Donnell Bennett who has been the workhorse of the Miami backfield so far. The numbers from the 1st quarter, Dick.
Well, so far you say that Boston hasn't run the ball very well. You should look at that, just 1 yard rushing, and that Miami really dominating it in total yards, 92 to 37. No turnovers. Time in possession, though, pretty even.
Dick, that defensive line of Miami is dominating the line of scrimmage. They are something. 3rd and 3. Here is Bennett battling his way. Penalty flag is thrown on the play. Did somebody grab his face mask?
You know who did a nice job that time was 97 Joe O'Brien, the defensive tackle. He took on his offensive lineman, worked over to the point of attack, forced him to cut back, and then made the play. Nice job by young Joe O'Brien, a sophomore out of Hanson, Mass. Broken ankle in the winter off-season program in '92, which really affected him negatively last year.
Holding on the offense.
You know, as a coach, you go to the referee and you say, or the umpire, or the head linesman, you say, you know, I can't believe you made that call. How could you make that call?
I'm sort of surprised by it, too, since the running back was battling his way at the time, and then the flag was thrown out.
That's a tough call nowadays, Brent, with how you are able to use your hands in blocking technique. There's a fine line.
Third down, Costa sacked at the 40-yard line. Stephen Boyd, number 50.
They came with a blitz. Good call by Steve Zabel. Not known for a big blitzing team. You'll see him coming off the left side over here. You'll see him coming right here. He's going to take the inside gap as Mamula, 59, takes a loop charge to the outside. Here he comes. See, right up inside. Now, Lemelski turned out for the tackle, turned out for the defensive end. That freed him up. Good defensive call.
Now it's Chrissy punting, and Watson has been a load so far. He lets this one bounce. And the Canes were showing some respect for Kenyatta Watson. You could see Tellison, number 18, bolt downfield on coverage that time. They have decided they're going to tighten up here a little bit because Watson has been hurting them with the returns. Actually, that was C.J. Richardson, number 19, down there.
You know, C.J. Richardson's a guy that's made 49 special teams tackles in the last 2 years, and now he's a starter at that strong safety position. He's just one of those instinctive type football players. He's going to make plays.
Foley, and the Eagles trail it by 7. Classes haven't started, but everyone came back early to see this game.
Looks like blitz, Brent. Looks like they're coming after him. He's audibling. He recognizes it. Good job, Foley.
Firing to incomplete. Cannon, the intended receiver. Siegler with coverage.
See, that's what that extra year, staying your 5th year as a senior quarterback, he recognized that blitz coverage. He says, heck, I'm going to take advantage of it. He goes back, throws a 5-step drop, little turn in, just a little bit low into the inside.
Second and 10. 2 wide receivers to Foley's left. Foley, 3 of 10 for 36 yards. It's Green, and Green is brought down by Patrick. Nice tackle.
Real nice job. A defensive stunt by Darren Klein, the defensive end. Came off the ball and went inside. Now, you'll take a look at this. He makes a move underneath the tackle here. Like, look, he goes up underneath. Now, see him go. Now, watch him now. He steps there, and now he goes up underneath. Gets the penetration. See, and that forced it back there to his teammates, and they make the play for minus yardage.
All right, it's 3rd and 10. The all-time most productive defensive line at Miami, Maryland, Mark. Throw incomplete, and he had a wide receiver, Boyd, open. Boyd got in behind Ziegler. That's the second time they've got a wide receiver in behind the cornerback.
The kind of coverage you're playing gives the impression in the quarterback read that corner, Dexter Ziegler, is rolling up and playing the flat. But he's sagging, and he's sagging back to, he's almost egging him into throwing that ball. Now, if he throws it up a little higher and sooner, it's a big play.
Beckley punting again for BC. Penalty flag down on this punt, which drives Harris back to the 20. Mitchell getting downfield quickly.
Offside defense.
That would not give them, I don't believe, a first down, will it? They had a, it was 10 yards to go.
It's 5 yards now, so
it wouldn't give them a first down, and it was a beautiful punt. Eric Shorter shaken up on the coverage. We get word that Dan Kerr, fine outside linebacker for the Eagles, is not going to return because of an injury. So that's another loss for that defensive front, and this team not all that deep. So we'll take a break. The penalty has been declined. Miami's ball when we come back. 1st and 10 on their own 29.
The Lexus GS is equipped with a vehicle speed-sensitive steering system so responsive that it actually improves your feel for the road. Now, the only thing more exhilarating than watching the Lexus GS is driving it. The Lexus GS.
$120 years ago, when people wanted to send us a letter, all they had to do was write Coors, Golden, Colorado on the envelope. That'll still work today. So if you want to drop us a line about beer or baseball or whatever, it'll get here. Honest.
We're here at one of the world's tallest dams with Bob Rhodes. Bob, you're a traveler. You ever spend $70 for a motel room?
Yes, I do.
May I see your wallet, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Hey! Hey! Quite an echo. You know, Bob, if you're not staying at a Red Roof Inn, you're throwing your money away. As much as $30 a night.
Don't throw your money away. Hit the roof. Red Roof Inns. Call 1-800-THE-ROOF.
More to the left, Bob. No, my left.
The PGA's big guns want to start September with a win in Wisconsin. It's the final round of the $1 million Greater Milwaukee Open tomorrow on ABC Sports.
Number 91, Dan Kerr of Wilton, Connecticut, out for the game.
That's too bad. He was really fired up about playing this. I visited with him the other day. He's a graduate student here. He's already has his degree. He's married and has a 1.5-year-old son named Colin, and his wife is pregnant and going to deliver in about another month. He's a productive guy.
So it is Frank Costa, known as Costa Verde, because of his resemblance in stature to Vinny Testaverde, who won the Heisman Trophy while quarterbacking Miami. Leading by 7 on 1st down, firing incomplete. And Julie Moran is with the Costa family, so let's go to Julie.
Brent, I've been with a lot of nervous parents, but I think you two take the cake. Frank and Rosemary, you said this is the toughest position you've ever been in.
Yes, being a mother, only another mother could relate, of a player, because you're excited for them and you're proud, but there's so much nervousness that goes with it and anticipation.
Frank Jr. could have started a lot of places a lot earlier. What enabled him to be so patient?
He really wanted to play at the University of Miami and for Coach Erickson. That was always his dream, to play for Miami.
Rosemary, who's more nervous, Frank Sr. or Jr.?
Senior, for sure.
All right, back up to you, Frank.
All right, Julie, and Frank Jr. shakes free. And on the move, throws incomplete. And that was nicely done by Costa that time. There's a wonderful little anecdote about the Costa family, which Frank Sr. tells. He says that his friends back in South Philly said, "Hey, Frank, who's this Gino guy quarterbacking down there in Miami for 2 years? Want us to get rid of him? Well, what about it, Frank?"
And you think he's kidding? That's South Philly, you know.
Wonderful people. And their son, we wish him well. He's 6 of 11 now for 60 yards. This is 3rd and 10.
I'm surprised they haven't uncorked one downfield. You know, really a deep ball to stretch that defense.
Is back, throws deep, here it is, has a man wide open. Ball is fumbled into the end zone and recovered by Tellison, but it will be marked down at the spot where he fumbled it, inside the 10-yard line, a 63-yard gain. Dick, you called it, partner. They were deep.
Well, you know, Brent, we go through a whole quarter of football, and they do not go deep. Now, to the right side of your screen here, you'll see the receiver come down and head right down the hole. The safeties lose track of it now. See, here they go. They come right down the hole. He just keeps going. He keeps going. The safety overran the play. See, he's got to keep his eye on him. That's Rob Clifford, number 25. He did not play that properly. On 3rd and 10, that should never happen.
1st and goal for Miami, leading by 7. Bennett, the running back, behind Costa. Bennett for his 2nd touchdown of the game, and he made that one look easy, didn't he?
Boy, that deep pass maybe just took a little edge off him there quickly, Brent, but they had penetration at the point of attack, but the blocker and the defender dove underneath the blocker and made the offensive players block for him. Just gave him that running lane.
Now on to kick the extra point, Dane Pruitt. And Pruitt, 2 of 2. Well, folks, what do you think? The Canes may have reloaded.
This simple outside says inside you'll find a lasting commitment to performance. The Intel 486DX2 processor, power for today's hottest software, and the Intel Pentium processor for the next generation of compatible power. That's Intel, the computer inside.
Tony and Diane get regular insurance checkups, just like they get regular medical checkups. I'm State Farm Agent Carlos Bermudez. I have been their State Farm agent 7 years. A family insurance checkup helps them make sure all their coverages are up to date. It's also a good time to explore options, like how their life insurance plan can be adapted to help with their daughter's college education. I think the family insurance checkup is something everybody can feel good about.
State Farm is there.
The Lexus ES300 features a very advanced suspension system that helps it maintain excellent straight-line stability as speed increases, or even as it decreases.
Bennett has scored on runs of 12 and now 8 yards. The key play, 63 yards to A.C. Tellison of Bay City, Texas. And that stunned the BC defense, Dick.
It really did. You know, Bennett was a touchdown-type guy. They've liked to give him the ball inside that 10-yard line before. Had 6 touchdowns last year. Arthroscopic surgery, so he only started 8 games. But he's back healthy today.
In case some of the fans are wondering, the officials on the field ruled that Tellison was down when he hit, and the ground could not cause that fumble. Somewhat moot because it was Miami that rushed on into the end zone and recovered it anyway, but there might have been some doubt about that. Barnwell kicks it out of bounds.
Now here's Bennett to the right side of your screen, who will appear. Now you'll see a defender get penetration up there in the block. See, he goes right over the top of the block, takes himself out of the play. You've got to keep your feet in those situations so you could move back inside out on that kind of running play.
14-0. 11:24 to go here in the first half, and this takes Coughlin's crowd out of it a bit here in the first half. They came thinking that there was great possibility of an upset. Miami favored by only a touchdown, and the Hurricanes have stormed ahead by 2 TDs here in the first half.
See what Coach Coughlin and the defensive coordinator Steve Szabo have going through their mind right now. Yes, we know these guys can score points, but we can't give them that big chunky yardage. Make them drive the length of the field, 8, 10, 12 play drives, but don't give them that one play like they just did.
Coughlin wanted to give Watson or Justice Smith another shot at a return. They didn't take the ball at the 35, as so many teams do. They took the 5-yard penalty. So Miami has reteed it, and Barnwell, the senior kickoff specialist, will try it all over again. Watson certainly has been the most exciting performer for BC so far here in the first half when he's touched the ball on kickoff and punt returns. And let's see if he can do it again from the 12, at the 20, a hole, hammered at the 27-yard line. Let's send you to John Saunders on New York Studios. John?
All right, Brett, we're going to get you updated on the Greater Milwaukee Open on the 18th hole today in the 3rd round. Billy Mayfair with a birdie to take a 1-stroke lead over 3 others. And tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern time, you can see final round coverage of the Greater Milwaukee Open. Brent, back to you.
John, I'll bet you didn't know that Jim McGovern is probably at a television set watching an ABC college football game. Big football fan from New Jersey. His brother in the NFL. Foley, and that's sack number 3, I believe. It is Patrick who comes in and gets it done.
See, they went in there with no huddle. Did not fool Miami. Good pass rush. Hard outside move again by Kevin Patrick. Working on Pete Kendall, number 66, that left tackle.
I want to go back because these guys think they can be more productive than Russell Maryland, Greg Mark, Cortez Kennedy, and Willis Pegues. They need 52 sacks this season to do it. They have started out with 3. That's an 8-yard loss. 2nd and 18. So it's Patrick, Crine, Lopez, and Sapp. Remember the names. They're as good as any in the country. Now Marley bluffs a blitz and comes out of it. It's Campbell, the ball carrier, and he got away from Marley on that blitz. Terrace Harris getting him out of bounds. So we've had one huge play in this game, and it's worth another look.
Well, when the quarterback gets the kind of time that he got on 3rd and 10, Brent, and they allow that corner to see the safeties right there down the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. He goes underneath Rob Clifford, number 25. Clifford just overran him. That's inexperience at the safety position. Can't give him that, especially on 3rd and 10.
3rd and 11, and now it is Foley and BC badly in need of a big play. Foley steps away from the rush, but not for long, and he's taken down by Darren Crine. That's number 4 here in the first half.
Now he should go ahead and throw that ball. Throw it, get it rid of it, because you know those down 4 are coming after you. You don't have that much time. Throw the ball and punt it. Go ahead and play defense.
Fuck that husband, bitch ain't get me here.
See, with Boston College not being able to run the ball like they normally like to run the football, offensively they're a little bit out of sync, Brent. They're forced to get into a phase of the offense that they only like to use about 1/3 of the time.
Now watch this one, because Boston College has been a little shaky on long snaps in practice. They've even moved Pete Mitchell over there to do it. Miami loves to come after punts. That snap was perfect. Low punt. They set Harris for the return. From the 39-yard line, Harris looking for the alley on the outside. He steps out of bounds at the 47-yard line, where it will be first down. And a reminder, next Saturday, we've got an ABC college football triple header. High noon, Notre Dame battles Michigan. Doesn't get any bigger than that. But afterwards, Southern Cal takes on Penn State or other regional action. And those will be the choices of your games. And then next Saturday night, Dick, you and I will be in Columbus, Ohio. This could be the #1 offensive line in college football. The Buckeyes against Washington, and we'll see how the Huskies make out today against Stanford. Here, one of the Hurricanes is shaken up on this punt. That's Wilson.
Chad Wilson, he's the starting corner. Now, when you lose a starting corner and you're a man-to-man coverage team at all, that sometimes can influence what you call later on, because you might not have another man-to-man corner to replace him.
Julie, what do you got?
Well, Brent, 2 Miami players are done for the day. Number 92, David Holloman, he sprained his knee, and number 45, Twan Russell, sprained his ankle. He said it got stuck in the turf, and they both feel that the turf is not giving.
Audible. Changing up at the line. This is Ferguson. And Ferguson, with a big hole, just took it outside for about 10 yards, with David Jones getting him out of bounds. And now the defense starting to yield some large chunks of real estate here, Dick.
Well, what they did, Costas look up there, and he saw to the right side of the top of your screen, there's no outside linebacker standing there. He was moved out wide with a slot man, so they just went over and ran at that soft corner to the sideline. See, remember, ladies and gentlemen, there is 6 foot 8 inches more running from that hash mark to the sideline. Domination in the rushing game. And see, Boston College has to run the ball well to win. That's their philosophy.
And there's also a 6'7" offensive tackle by the name of Ricky Perry standing over there, helping you get a little daylight, too. Quick pop, but too high and incomplete. And he had his receiver, Marcus Wimberly, the freshman from Memphis, all alone, and then threw too high. So it now will be 3rd and 1.
That was just an automatic side adjustment, meaning the quarterback and the receiver were the only 2 people knew that that was going to happen, because the corner walked off the wide receiver to come in and fake a blitz. So he just popped the ball over to him, but he threw it too high, as you said.
34-7. The Buckeyes roll over Rice today. Next week, Washington in Columbus. First down, Bennett to the BC 40.
That offensive line of Ricky Perry at 6'7", 310, Rudy Barber at 6'3", 295, and Terrell Green at 6'3", 300, and Steve Lomelski at 6'7", 300. That little tiny center, Casey Jones, a freshman at 6'2", 255. He's a runt inside there, but yet a big man.
And this Miami team came in here without ballyhooed freshman Jamie German. Injured hamstring. Remember that name, folks. He's out of Fort Myers. He's going to be electric before his career is over with the Hurricane. Penalty flag hits Harris, and Harris is free. Harris out of bounds at the 4-yard line, but there are penalty flags all over. So this one coming back.
I saw that from up here.
Holding on the offense.
Offensive left tackle, you'll see here on the screen. I'll circle him right here. Now he pass sets, gets here. Now Mamela comes up outside and he just grabs him right there. Mike Mamula, number 59. Now see him right, he just pulls him down. That's Rick Perry giving him that left hand grab and pulling him to the ground.
Let's take a look at the quarterback numbers so far. Frank Costa, his first start. Glenn Foley, the senior from Boston College. And, of course, Foley not getting nearly the time that Costa has had so far in this game. And that represents the big difference offensively. Now it is 1st and 25 after that penalty against the Canes. 4-man rush. Costa fires behind the receiver and almost intercepted by Stephen Boyd.
Again, a real good rush by Tim Morabito, number 58, the defensive nose guard in there. He got in there, and Costa, I tell you, he's tough. He looked right down the gun barrel. He stepped right into him and threw it to him. But I'll tell you, under a lot of duress.
Coach Erickson played at Montana State, successful head coach at Idaho, Washington State. Now with the Hurricanes, Sam Jankovic, who was the athletic director at Miami, brought Erickson in, and he has done the job. 14-0. Miami shutting out Boston College. Costa firing complete. And Jones is out of bounds at the BC 43-yard line. That is Chris T. Jones. Went to the same high school as Craig Erickson, their one-time quarterback who won a national title. There are 7 Jones on the Miami roster. 6 of them are here today.
You know, that ball was sort of a lame duck throw over there, and that just shows you how strong an arm he has. He's in the middle of the field, throws it out to the sideline out there. The ball was wobbling all the way and still got there in time to be a completed pass. Strong arm.
Tyrone Wheatley, a 59-yard touchdown. Why aren't we surprised by that? What a Rose Bowl we remember him having. Third down and long now for Costa and the Canes. Under pressure, penalty flag, and incomplete.
What happened again, Steve Severo, the defensive coordinator, called the 8-man front defense. They got into it real late, so they couldn't audible. They came after him with a heavy rush. 7 guys rushing. No one can help when every blocker is utilized. Now, see, he's under heat. Under heat. Now, you'll see it. They just keep coming around the point. Here comes a Mula 59. See, no time to set up and throw accurately.
That was Boyd who set up outside, and Perry couldn't handle the quicker linebacker on that side. So perhaps Miami will have to put a little tight end adjustment over there on that side.
You know, with that kind of a wide outside rush now, Costa's got to feel that and slide up inside and let the offensive lineman take him around the outside. Of course, it doesn't matter if they're holding.
Mike Chrissy punting for the Canes. Miami 14, BC nothing. Watson standing at the BC 10. Fair catch is the signal at the 12-yard line. 31-yard punt by Chrissy. And when we come back, it'll be BC's ball, trailing by 2 scores. Miami 14, Boston College nothing. Season opener of college football. And Glenn Foley and the Eagles looking for a big play, working against a very talented defensive line. Campbell straight ahead, battling.
Good effort
to the 17-yard line.
Excellent running. Offensive line came off the ball pretty good. They're going to have to do more of that. Be patient, eat up the clock a little bit, and try to keep Miami's off the field.
Mitchell in motion. Foley finds him, and he reaches to the 26-yard line. BC first down. Kerwin Francis covering the tight end.
You see what they're doing right now. They've been having pass protection problems, so what do? They go to a quicker, tight passing game. Get rid of the ball quickly. And Boston College does not play well offensively unless Pete Mitchell catches the football, number 82. They've got to get the ball in his hands.
First down. Campbell, the running back, bangs to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 3, and we talked to Coach Coughlin. I'm sure many of you are aware that he had an opportunity to go to the New York Giants, and he turned it down. And we talked to him about peace of mind now at BC, and here's what he had to say.
I hope it molds my players into a better understanding of you know, what we're all about and what our values are and what we hope to get done. You know, people come and go and the names change, but we've got some consistency, and let's take advantage of it.
Another word for that is loyalty, and Coughlin demonstrated that to his men, and here it is Mitchell hanging on again, Dick, and getting the job done.
Getting the ball to Mitchell is critical. You know, and talking to Coach Coughlin, I've known this guy for a few years. He's one of the outstanding football coaches. You see Coach Mike Mazur there to his left in the white shirt. He told me, you know, the school has made a commitment to me. I'm making a commitment to them. That's why I stayed.
Well, the officials are going to bring the sticks in from the sideline here and measure.
Now, to counter this short passing game, Bren, we can expect Coach Tuberville to tighten up with his man-to-man coverages again, which they mixed in there in that first quarter.
Let's go, Tony!
Ivan Boyd brings the play in from Coughlin's sideline.
Ivan Boyd is a big play guy. Brent, he averaged 21.8 yards of reception last year. He can get deep.
3 wide receivers plus Mitchell. Mitchell in motion.
lot of movement.
Foley throws behind, intercepted, and this is 6 for Miami. Dexter Siegler will just strut into the end zone, and a penalty flag is down. There's a penalty flag at the 15-yard line. It was thrown after he strutted into the end zone. Let's see how the officials sort it out. It was a 55-yard return on the deflection. No one had a shot at him. Oh, what a ridiculous mistake somebody made here.
Yeah, that's just poor judgment. No block needed. Now you'll see the ball will be thrown down the right-hand corner of your screen. See, he gets good time here. Now he steps up and throws it, and it's batted right there, right behind him. See it go in the air. Now Siegler picks it off. Last year he ran 2 in for a touchdown. Here he opens up by running his 3rd one in for a touchdown. Where'd the penalty happen?
Right here.
Here's Foley, number 13.
Kenny Holmes takes the quarterback down.
I don't see a penalty there.
Do you think that was legal?
Yeah. Did he get him all the way from the back?
Do you think that was legal?
It looked legal to me.
Let me take another look. Oh, he's on his
Hats
back.
Across on. He's right on the side. Now see, no, that's a good play.
You think that's a good play?
I think that's. I would be upset if I were Coach Erickson.
Folks, what do you think? Do you think he was in on his back just a little bit?
Well, if you're in Miami, you know darn well they think they made a mistake.
Let me tell you why it's a mistake. Foley wasn't going to catch him.
Anyway.
He wasn't going to get within 10 yards of him, and Holmes should have just let it go. Now it's 1st and 10. Ball is at the 26-yard line. Here is Bennett, and Bennett is taken down for a loss. Let me come up with a different angle. Here is our producer, Kim Belton, coming up. And, Dick, what do you think here?
Here it is right here. Here it is. I think he hits him in the shoulder. Now, and there's no way he can make that play. And plus, I think it's illegal contact. And I'm never wrong.
Neither am I.
So my wife tells me, you think you're never wrong.
Oh, what the heck. 2nd down now. And 11 after the loss of a yard. 3 wide outs to the left. Little delay play with Bennett stepping to the 22-yard line.
You know, the one thing, they've got the Boston defense really coming after the quarterback. Now they come with those little quick draws. Good call.
Well, did you ever wonder what the Stars do on their summer vacation? Dick Vermeil, what do you do? Craig T. Nelson shows you when he joins the Olsen twins from Full House, Judith Light, and more in a new ABC special, How I Spent My Summer Vacation. Isn't he the coach?
Yeah, he's the coach. He's the coach.
Coaches look at tapes. What do you think he thought about that play?
He's upset about the call.
Inside of 4.5 minutes to go here in the 1st half. Costa hit on the release, incomplete. Stephen Boyd popped him.
Boston College is jumping into the 8-man front 46 defense, and they cannot audible because they're coming in there. Now look at right there, freeze it right there. You can see all those jerseys, and there's just too many guys. Too many guys for them to contend with the pass protection. They don't get time to get the ball downfield.
Now Dane Pruitt attempting the field goal. Mike Chrissy, the punter, will put it down at the 30. It's a 40-yard attempt on its way, and good. So Coach Erickson and the Hurricanes with 2 touchdowns, 1 called back, but now a field goal and a 17-0 lead. Coach looks ready. Semi, and I'm ready to go. Look at him.
You know, he's his own offensive coordinator, see, and yeah, I mean, he's totally involved in the football game. He's not an administrative assistant running his staff. He's coaching his football team, and to me, that's the only way to coach a football team, and he really, not many people do it any better, if anyone does.
Think he was kicking one of the zebras in the rear end there, Coach?
I don't know. I'm just glad I wasn't walking by.
Yeah, that's 17-0 now. A little halftime. They'll send up the brat here in Boston.
You think they'll send us anything to eat?
Oh, sure they
Clam
will.
chowder, I know, is good.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it?
Yes, excellent.
Can't beat coming up here for a game. So Scott Barnwell with the ball on the tee and a 17-point lead. Smith and Watson back deep. BC searching for a big play to climb back in this game. Pick them up. Watson from the 6. Oh, nice play to the 20-yard line. First down. Let me ask you a question here about the problems that BC faces here. You know, all those formation reminds me of old Abe Gibbon in Chicago. He used to say about Tom Landry, you know, pretty soon they got to sit still and play football. Boston College got to execute here.
Yes, they do. And see, the penetration of the down 4. See, they don't care what the rest of the people are doing. They're already in their stances. It's the linebacker and the secondaries that are making all the adjustment. They're just coming after him. I look for them to come with some traps and more draws in the running game to take advantage of that penetration.
Well, they're going to try the sweep here, and it's Justice Smith in that backfield. His first carry to the 26-yard line, and Kenny Lopez bringing him down.
That heavy formation with 3 tight ends has been a great formation for Boston College. We saw them last year beat Penn State with that formation, and they're successful that time.
So Justice Smith stays in as tailback. It's another call behind Campbell, and he made his way to the 27, and Robert Bass, the middle linebacker, buried him.
You know, they may not have the linebacker core that they had last year in Miami, but the down 4 is just dominating.
And Warren Sept, number 76, their outstanding defensive tackle, limping a little bit, going off to the side. He's only a sophomore. They don't know how good he's going to be.
I think they're really afraid to talk about it, but they're already the rumor is spreading that he's a Jerome Brown class quick defensive tackle.
Darren Crine, honoring the memory of Jerome Brown, is wearing the jersey that he wore with the Philadelphia Eagles before he died tragically. Third down here for Foley. Mitchell, first down, Boston College. 2:37 left here in the first half.
Good job here in just giving him a little pocket to step up into. They handled the stunts nicely, Brent, and gave him that throwing lane. You know, even you could throw that complete in that situation.
Wouldn't a touchdown be huge here for the Eagles going into the locker room? Meanwhile, the Miami defense working on a shutout. Will try to clamp down here. And it was Campbell to the 41-yard line. Crine and Lopez.
Boston has all 3 timeouts for this 2-minute drill. I watched them go through the 10-minute drill on the practice field, Brent. They do a nice job with it. They use some shotgun. Here they are in the shotgun.
Firing complete. Another first down, and it's Mitchell again.
What are they doing? They're getting the ball in Mitchell's hands. That's the way they can move the football. He'll work those zone coverages over inside. Yes, he dropped one, but he doesn't drop many, if any more, the rest of the year.
Now 1:50 to go. Foley, complete. 3 on the sideline. Out of bounds at the 9-yard line is Keith Miller.
They blew the coverage. No one lined up on him. No one lined up on him. They ran over there late. There was nobody within 15 yards of Keith Miller. He was all alone. If they'd gotten the ball sooner, he'd have scored. To the right side of your screen, you see the safety at the top working over there. There's no corner out there on him. I don't know where he was, but Terrace Harris gets over there to make the play.
The biggest play of the first half for the BC offense, 40 yards, gives them a 1st and goal on the 7-yard line.
They like to throw the slant patterns in this situation.
Incomplete, wanted Mitchell, and Mitchell was covered by Richardson, number 19.
Richardson is their best safety. He's an outstanding athlete. You know, he's one of those kids who was a multiple sport guy in high school, basketball, baseball, hit 345, you know, 7 pass interceptions in his senior year. One of those guys that can make plays.
Well, the staff has to realize, trailing by 17, 3 downs, Boston College wanting the 6 here. And timeout is called by Foley. And that's a good one here with 1.5 minutes to go. Foley took a look at that defense and wants to come over and talk about it with the coaching staff over here. This is a very important series, probably the most important of the game here for Boston College. If they can get something going here at the end of the first half after that penalty called back Miami's third touchdown, if they can give up 3 and score 7 themselves, it would be huge. And a reminder, coming up on the Prudential halftime report, John Saunders will have scores and highlights. Keith Jackson will have an interview with Don James concerning his decision to step down at Washington. And Marianne Grabavoy reports from South Bend on the controversial new book concerning the Notre Dame football program. That's coming your way at halftime. Here we have 1:38 to go. Foley and Coughlin conferring on the BC sideline. Miami leading by 17.
The first thing he reminded him is that he had 2 timeouts left. Now, watching them on the practice field work inside this intense area, like here they are on the 7-yard line, they like to throw the slant patterns to the wide receivers coming inside with an inside receiver working right to the flag. So they get that combination going. If you get a man-to-man coverage, you can get a scrape off. If you get a zone, you get it to him in between the zones. See, 2 timeouts, he's saying. 2 timeouts. Let's...
Well, folks, there's a $400 fine.
Here comes the cop.
Put the hook on it.
Get him out of there.
Second and goal. Miller in motion. Now Mitchell. At the 3 by Rohan Marley. Third and goal.
They tried a trap play up inside, expecting good penetration on the part of the defense. They broke it clean initially, then the linebackers filled it. Now watch the left guard Landry pull and trap. He'll step around, see, and he gets up there. There's the hole right up in there. Did a nice job. Secondary did a nice job of filling it. Here it's coming right. Watch the right guard, Landry, 63. Steps up. He gets up on the linebacker, Woods right there, Bass rather. And then the safeties come in and make the play. Hey, that Marley, number 2, he's a little guy, but he likes to hit you. 5'8", 205. He plays like he's 6'4", 225.
The ball is spotted at the 2-yard line. It'll be third and goal.
You know, that was a real good call because you anticipate the defensive linemen, you know, they're penetrating, coming, everything worked fine, but they just didn't get that secondary people, Buck, the outside people.
That was a good call, but now they need a better one.
Now they need a better one. I look for Miami to come fill those gaps now with some kind of a blitz and hard outside pressure. Fill all the gaps inside and then bring outside pressure.
Warren Sapp back in the defensive line for Miami. Foley's going to throw high and incomplete. It's 4th and goal from the 2-yard line.
You know, Brent, I think I'd go for it. I'd go for it here. You know, that's not a... yes, it's a Big East conference game and everything, but you're not going to beat Miami with 3 points here. You're down here. It may be a long time before you get back down here again. Try to get your 7.
So the coaches and Foley will talk about it. This ball probably ruled uncatchable in the end zone. Watch Foley, see if it's not thrown too high. It is. Now push the wide receiver. That's not interference when it's uncatchable. So as soon as the defensive back sees that ball up in the air like that, go ahead.
See what happened.
You've got to be careful in that situation.
You bet. You know what happened on it? He saw Colin Francis coming off the corner, number 58, and he didn't see his offensive blocker moving out to pick him up. So he sort of got flustered a little bit. He really could have stayed in that pocket and thrown that ball more accurately because Colin Francis was picked up.
And of course, if it had been offensive pass interference, there would not have been a loss of down, which is a change.
Just a 15-yard penalty.
They're going to go here.
Look for this one.
Foley with a quick pop, incomplete. The defense holds.
They used all that movement to try to break the discipline and the definition of what they were going to do from the offensive formation. Boy, I'll tell you, having been in that same position for 24 years, Brent, I know exactly how that feels. It just drains. It just drains your stomach. I mean, it just eats you right up.
But I don't think we can second guess, Buck.
No.
I suppose late in the game, if they scored twice and it was suddenly 17-14,
no, I agree with him.
I really think they should have tried to get to 7 in that situation.
Oh, I agree.
They had 2 downs from the 2-yard line, and they couldn't do it. A quality football team has got to be able to pick up a couple yards, don't they?
Yeah.
Now it's 1st and 10.
Oh, nice hit.
And they hand off, and content here. They use Big Harris, who was a converted linebacker at the fullback. He's a goal line guy, number 40. And they use him to carry the ball. There is a penalty flag down, offside against the defense.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
.112, clock ticking away.
One thing you can't do defensively now with a clock on your face, 1-5, 1-4, is lose your concentration, because they've already proved they can score from anywhere on the field.
So again, Miami content to run out the clock and sit on this 17-point lead. Well, let's take one more look at 4th down. And
to the right side of your screen, you'll see it. They're bunched up right here. He's going to try to hit the quick lookie. See, now you have 3 people. There goes the wingback right underneath, right there, number 83. He tried to get him the ball quick underneath that tight end.
I'll tell you who did a good job defensively is Richardson. Even if that ball had been completed, he had his man stuffed at about the 1-yard line. He was all over him on that play.
You think Ivan Boyd, 83, saw him coming?
Probably not. And so, number 23, Larry Jones. Erickson and the Canes heading for the locker room with 5 seconds still on the clock. So hold on here, Coach. Got a first down, so they stopped the clock.
He said, what'd you make that first down for?
So they'll go back across the sideline. Got one more snap. Now would be the time to throw that bomb.
You know, when I see this, where they're going to go to run it out, they start the clock and run it out.
Here we go. Miami 17, Boston College nothing. Frank Costa, his debut so far for the Hurricanes is a good one. John Saunders coming up next on ABC. Dick Vermeil, I'm Brent Musburger, and Dick, I'm sure fans would like to know, what are your thoughts about Frank Costa here taking over as the Miami quarterback? What do you think of it?
Well, first off, I think he's throwing the ball tentatively. And watching him, I really studied him in pregame warm-up, because this is the first time we really get to see him play. And he's not really firing the ball with authority, though he hits this big one to A.C. Tillis in a post pattern on 3rd and 10, which is a big play. But I really think as the game gets going and he relaxes and throws the ball as he does in pregame warm-ups, you know, with good concentration and zip, he'll get better.
That set up a touchdown run by Bennett. Bennett scored both of the touchdowns. Ball was down when he hit the ground. Bennett scoring from 12 and 8 yards out. A 3rd touchdown was called back against Erickson because of an illegal block on Foley, who had tossed an interception. And there you can see the numbers from the first half here, Dick.
Well, as you look at the numbers, you would think the score would be closer than 17-0. 34 plays to 38 plays. Time of possession a little bit in favor of Boston. The 1 turnover hurt them, yes, but the Boston has not been able to run the ball. And I think overall, Miami has played on a shorter field. They've been better field position, and they're dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
So here is our setting. And folks, in case you do not live in this area or you haven't heard, now wait a minute. Now what? Whose car is that anyway? Doesn't get towed.
It's not the one taking me to the airport, is it?
I want to know that fella. Who gets to park out here in the streets, huh?
That was Julie's car. That was Julie's car.
That's probably Glenn Foley's car. No, I don't want to get him in trouble. It's not Foley's car. Here is Jeff Beckley. He's the punter, and he also kicks off for Boston College. And Boston College with a wonderful opportunity to score late in the first half. Couldn't cash in on it. And you can see Harris, Jonathan Harris, back deep for the Canes, up by 17. Let's see what Jonathan can do here from the 5. Taken down and stood up at the 20-yard line there. So it will be first down for Miami, and here is Costa. He is the 6'4", 220-pound junior out of South Philadelphia, who has been patiently waiting for his opportunity to quarterback Miami.
See, the big thing a young quarterback like him has to do is he can't beat the team by doing the dumb thing, by throwing the interception, and he hasn't done that. See, he's maintained his poise that way.
On the handoff, and it is number 28, James Stewart. Now, here is a young man who's quite a story. He's out of Vero Beach, Florida. Did not play last year because of a pinched nerve in the shoulder. But as a senior in Vero, he scored 21 touchdowns. He's been timed to the 40 at 4.3.
You'll see that they start onside down the left-hand corner of your screen, and they get the good cutback lane. Nice big hole, and the defensive tackle's got to close that gap. The secondary man should not be making that play.
Donnell Bennett checks in with a 2nd and 2. Off a fake, Costa throws, incomplete. Harris, the intended receiver. You know, it's been 3 years and 9 months since Frank Costa played in a game that mattered. Dickey came out of St. Joseph's Prep in Philadelphia, and he has just been waiting here now for over 3 years to take a snap that mattered.
His high school football coach, Clayton Carlin, is a good friend of mine. I worked with his dad, Clayton Carlin's dad, at the Philadelphia Eagles for 7 years, and he really is high on this young Frank Costa.
Playing behind offensive line of Perry, Barber, Casey Jones, Green, and Lemelski. The offensive front. Using Bennett, who was stopped, but with a second effort, got close to the first down. Chris Sullivan, number 93, popped him first.
Boy, he better check his bells right now. He might be a little bit dingy. Take a look at him, because he really came down in there from his defensive tackle spot. Now watch him. 93 is right here. See, and he comes off the block of Zev Lemelski, 77, right there. He gets up underneath him. He really stuck him.
Short of a first down. At 4th and 1, Mike Chrissy will punt it for Miami after that stop by Sullivan.
He's holding up real well inside there, playing on the outside shoulder of that big Zev Lemelski.
Now Watson.
Oh, don't let it go.
Miami bounce. He lets it go. He fields it at the 4-yard line, and he'll be smothered.
And he's going to get smothered by the coach when he gets off the field. Never let the ball roll like that.
There are cars with advanced engineering. There are cars that make you comfortable. There are cars that are well protected. There are cars that protect their occupants well. There are cars equipped the way you want. And cars that are easy to own now. Which one should be your new car? All of the above. Chevy Lumina Euro Sedan. Test drive a Chevy Lumina Euro today at your neighborhood Chevrolet dealer.
I'm State Farm Agent Jeff Libby. One of the most gratifying parts of my job is helping young parents, people who are just beginning to understand what life insurance is all about. Young couples don't need a sales talk. They just need to talk to someone who understands them and their life insurance needs. Now, I know what that promise of security means, and I don't believe there's a better promise a parent can make.
State Farm sells life insurance.
Recently, Boomer Esiason tried to bet a few of his friends that they couldn't eat just one Lay's potato chip.
I bet you can't eat just one. If I lose, I have to shave my head?
This head?
Shave? What? Oh, come on, man. No.
More and more people are discovering that Lay's are different.
Hi, guys.
So crunchy and perfectly golden, you can't eat just one.
Hey, come on. Do I look stupid? Who's stupid enough to take that bet?
Welcome to Monday Night Football. Hi, I'm Frank Gifford.
I'm Al Michaels.
And I'm Dan Deardorff.
Today's Lay's, now more than ever, bet you can't eat just one.
It's a high noon showdown. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame invade Michigan to wrestle with the Wolverines. It's game one of an ABC college football tripleheader next Saturday.
How's this for an eagle's nest? It's like to lay an egg in there. Folks, we got a little unsportsmanlike conduct on this play, and it has bailed BC out of a hole.
Boy, that's a dumb penalty. I didn't see any penalty. I didn't see any reason to throw a flag right there, Brent, but evidently the official did.
Either there or there might have been some talking afterwards, and of course that's a new point of emphasis this year. No, if there was any profanity, they'll throw the flag. It takes the ball out to the BC 19-yard line, and now they use the running back right straight ahead for a yard or so. It has been tough going against this defensive front. That was Kenny Lopez. He's the senior, 6'3", 280. Pat Riley, Warren Sapp, Kevin Patrick, Dwayne Johnson, Darren Crine, Kenny Holmes. They've all seen action in that defensive front here today.
They're not blocking the point of attack poorly. It's the backside. They can't stop these guys from sliding down the backside to make the plays.
Look, they've only rushed for 20 yards. Yeah. Good coverage there and incomplete. Dexter Siegler. Dexter made two wonderful plays to save possible touchdowns, Dick, in the first half.
You can see why the coaches said that Dexter Siegler is their best coverage guy. Of course, he's been there a while. He's a senior, but he's on top of everything. He's on top of the ball when it goes deep. He's on top of it when they're throwing it right there in front of him. Good cornerback.
Your feeling is that Boston College should be using a few more draws, screens,
traps, that kind of thing, yeah.
Well, here's third, and they need 10 yards. Foley's back in the shotgun formation. Under pressure, throws, and complete at the 30 for a first down.
Holding.
And it is Mitchell, his tight end, but there is a penalty flag thrown back at the line of scrimmage.
Holding on the offense.
The margin of error for a team like Boston against a team like Miami who's a little bigger and a little quicker. You can't make these kind of mistakes. See, he gets the holding call over on the left side of your screen. Great play there by Mitchell, catching the ball in between the zone, but to no avail. No avail. They're back. You just can't stop yourself because they're going to stop you a few times anyway.
Ball is put down on the 8-yard line. Foley will throw underneath to Campbell. Shakes free to the 24, and Boston College forced the punt.
Real good little inside quick screen. You'll notice here that the offensive tackle will set up and get the rusher upside. They'll take the running back, set him inside there, and throw it behind the line of scrimmage as the lineman released downfield to block. See him turn in. He gets the block right. They don't get Lopez 71, but they get the ball up inside properly.
Beckley. Now it's Harris from the 35. Turns it upfield, 45, 50, 45, out of bounds at the 40, and a penalty flag thrown again.
Both teams really having trouble covering the punts, Brent. The punts first aren't out high enough, and the coverage is not doing a good job of coming to balance when they get in position. The wall will form to the left side of your screen. Watch the white jersey set it up over there. But watch the red jersey. See, they keep running. They keep running. They've got to break down, come to balance, widen that base to make that play. That's why Jonathan Harrison is back there. He can make you miss.
block in the back on the return team. 2 different violations. Only one will be assessed from the farthest back. 10-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 10.
Notre Dame a winner today, and the big one coming up next week on ABC when they open up our triple header against Michigan. The Wolverines will win today, apparently, with relative ease against Washington State. Tyrone Wheatley with a big day. Tennessee expected to be a power down in the Southeastern Conference this year. They'll play a little bit later today. 1st and 10 here. Miami up 17-0 on Boston College. With no back, and it's deflected incomplete by Mamula.
See, the offensive tackle, Brent, set too deep on a 3-step drop. He can't allow that defensive end to get upfield that far. He's got to set firm right on the line of scrimmage, so there's a throwing lane. You'll see what I mean right here. See, they let Mamula get in the backfield too deep. See, there's no throwing lane. He's throwing it over a big picket fence there.
If you're Miami, you want to take another look at Stewart as a running back, don't you? Bennett is in the game right now. Deflected and complete to Bennett. Bennett to the 30.
Ooh, nice tackle.
And out of bounds with Joe O'Brien having deflected the ball into the running back's hands. And this will leave Miami with a 3rd and long.
They're still having a problem coordinating the quarterback's drop with the offensive line pass set. The offensive line pass set is allowing too much penetration to set that close to the line of scrimmage and throw the ball accurately out toward the sideline, that flat.
Danielle Ferguson checks into the Hurricane backfield. Now he sprints out to the right side of the formation, leaving Miami with 4 wide receivers. Here is Ferguson running free for the 1st down to the 48-yard line. And we go to our New York studio and John Saunders. John.
Brent, Stanford and Washington, you know the Huskies want this one. Quarterback Damon Huard, 9 yards. He hooks up with Mark Bruner, who just rumbles to the end zone. The big guy takes it in, and as a result, 2nd time they've hooked up in this one, 17-7 Washington. Brent.
Yeah, John, if Stanford has any problem this year, it'll be defensively. Bill Walsh lost a lot of talented defensive players who were recruited by Dennis Green, and it's going to take Stanford a little bit of time to rebuild in that spot as Miami runs to midfield here on 1st down. And a reminder that at the conclusion of the game, we're going to select a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game from each team. And for the 23rd year through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. Larry Jones in at running back for Miami. Costa fires complete. Another 1st down as the receiver Chris T. Jones makes his 2nd catch of the game.
See, now he's starting to, you notice how tight that spiral was that time in contrast to the 1st half? I mean, he's starting to zip it just a little bit. And you can't throw if you're a little bit tight and pensive. You've got to just relax and fire that thing, and that's what he did that time.
Well, the other thing that Costa needs is a wide receiver to step up. Lamar Thomas, Horace Copeland, Darrell Spencer, Kevin Williams, they're all gone from this Hurricane attack.
In fact, they're playing tomorrow, aren't they?
As a matter of fact, we'll be busy tomorrow.
I don't think they're going to be disappointed with this more emphasis on the running game, because it's Donnell Bennett appears to be able to carry that kind of a load.
Looks like a very durable back.
Yeah, good balance, good vision, good cutback guy.
Well, we welcome those of you in Philadelphia taking a look at one of your favorite sons, Frank Costa from South Philly. Hey, in Miami, leading Boston College 17-0. This is Donnell Bennett, who scored the Hurricanes 2 touchdowns in the first half. That's a first down for Miami, driving to the BC 35-yard line. Costa's big play was a 63-yard completion to A.C. Tellison. Interesting, those of you in Philadelphia, we've got 2 huge Philadelphia Philly fans battling here. Glenn Foley of Boston College and Costa of Miami. I'll tell you, Foley would rather talk about the Phillies than his football team, Dick.
Well, he said it's been so long since he's been able to wear his Phillies hat in Boston with pride. Now he said he's wearing this one so much it's wearing out, he'll get a new one.
1st and 10 for the Hurricanes. Costa fires complete. Another first down.
Again, what they're doing is they're bringing the weak side corner, rolling them up and bluffing the blitz. And Costa now, hey, gaining the poise and understanding what they're doing. He sees it. He's throwing it over there in front of the corner. You'll see what I'm talking about right here. See the corner roll up right here. Now, there's a long ways to go for the other defender to get to him. He sees that. Boom, he just pops it to him. See him push it out there? That's a safety rolling over there to make the play.
Chris Jones gives Miami fresh set of downs. Harris steps in motion. Here's the toss. Running wide is Ferguson, sprinting for the boundary and out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
Ferguson is a quick guy at 6 foot, 195 pounds, just a sophomore, rated the #9 prospect in the country coming out of high school. Highly recruited guy at 27 touchdowns his senior year, Brent. You can see they're going to try to get him the ball more through the year.
Another thing about this Miami offense, this is one of the bigger offensive lines I can remember. Both tackles over 300 pounds, one 300-pound guard, the other 295. The shrimp in this bunch is the new center, Casey Jones, at 255. He is the freshman, no relation to the one-time Boston Celtic coach, by the way. Costa, short drop, fires, and it is complete at the 25-yard line with Shorter there defensing.
Aaron Shorter, a walk-on, the only walk-on on the squad. It's hard to walk on at Boston College with the tuition about $26,000 a year, so you don't get many walk-ons. And, you know, this guy has worked hard. He's a self-made player. Last year he played very little. He's a political science major, and the coaches are really proud of this guy.
How expensive?
$26,000 a year.
Doesn't cost that much to go to Harvard just down the road.
I don't know. $818. Don't you get room and board with that?
That's what I told it cost.
3rd down now. Costa, incomplete.
I think that ball might have been tipped again. Look, he's disappointed with that one. He knew he had the pattern he wanted. He just didn't get him the football.
Well, field goal opportunity for Dane Pruitt, the sophomore. He hit one in the first half, giving the Canes a 17-0 lead.
What a 42-yarder. He was 3 for 5 from that distance last year. He finished the year pretty strong. Hit 13 of 21, but he hit 10 of his last 13 attempts last year.
As he puts it down on the 32. Line drive, but high enough.
I'll tell you, Kamara almost got a piece of that coming around the outside.
Barely high enough, wasn't it?
Barely high enough.
Miami leading now 20-0. McGillis, who suffered from leukemia and passed away, wore the number 31, extremely popular with his teammates and the entire student body, and they are honoring his memory here again at Boston College. They'll wear that number 31 on their jerseys throughout this season. So the Big East Conference, Miami and Boston College, they'll play the full slate of round robin. And Miami has stamped itself today as the team to beat at the moment. Now here's Watson for the 1. Watson. The penalty flag comes down. A penalty flag is down. You know, while we sort this out, Dick, let's go to John Saunders and get an update on Texas A&M. John?
On the return team.
Brett, Texas A&M and LSU were scoreless for a time. It was 7-0 then. Rodney Thomas takes off here and forget it. 80 yards on the touchdown. He's carried 17 times for 160 yards. And A&M has opened up a 2-touchdown lead in the 3rd quarter. Brent.
Well, Texas A&M, John, certainly touted to be the power down in the Southwest Conference this year, and a team that, who knows, could roll toward a national championship. There's about 5 or 6 ball clubs right now.
I was down there during the Southwest Conference kickoff luncheon, and everybody's talking about Texas A&M. And yes, they do have a few problems with some players maybe not being eligible, but they still have an outstanding football team.
So Glenn Foley and Boston College trailing by 20. Here is Foley stepping away from the pressure and out to the 15-yard line. And Marley was coming after him.
He is a spectacular little man playing a big man's game, and especially playing the strong side linebacker. Strong. Look at him, ladies and gentlemen. He's the referee there is bigger than he is. You'll see him flashing to the screener to the left side. Here he comes. Boom! He wanted to decapitate him.
Well, that's a penalty. When you hit somebody in the head like that,
he wanted it.
That's illegal. There's no question about it. Now I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that Foley was going down and it was he was coming up, and what he thought would have been in the chest and the shoulder pads wound up in the helmet. I don't think he was hunting. We wouldn't think a linebacker would do that, would we, folks? Foley back, complete now to Justice Smith. And Robert Bass, the middle linebacker, rides him out of bounds, but that's a first down for Boston College.
Getting in the shotgun on 1st and 10, a real change of approach of offensive football. The returning wide receivers from a year ago, 4 of them returning. They averaged 19.1 yards a catch. So if you can get the ball in their hands downfield, you know they can run with it. Washington getting after him there.
Well, Justice Smith was settled. Bass, one of the defenders there.
I think the defensive coordinator for Miami, Tom Tuberville's really got to be pleased the way the front, especially the front 7 of that defense is playing.
Well, I tell you, the front 4, Dick, you can camouflage a lot of linebacking deficiencies with those horses.
But those guys are holding up their own too.
Yeah, they are. Foley firing. Mitchell short of a first down.
Now I think Tuberville will come with some man-to-man coverage. See, he's working on those zones, not expecting to see shotgun this early. Here we are in the 3rd quarter on these early downs. Here it's 3rd down shotgun, maybe some man-to-man coverage.
Out of the shotgun. On the release, tried to find Justice Smith. That was just superb defense. First of all, he was under enormous pressure from Patrick on the release. Secondly, the receiver was hounded by 2 other defenders.
You know, as a quarterback, when you look left to throw, which is normally your blind side, he was looking left all the way. And here comes Patrick. You know you don't have any time. That really is a break in your concentration.
Dick, I just noticed across the way, you know, a lot of Miami folks have come in here for this game. Got a nice crowd here rooting for the Canes.
They're very loyal down there.
High short punt. Harris just lets it bound and dead at the 20-yard line. 6:27 left in the 3rd. Miami 20 and Boston College 0. On ABC Sports, brought to you by the Heartbeat of America, Chevrolet, and your local Chevy dealer. And by Coors Light, the silver bullet is the right beer now. Miami stopping Boston College 20-0. Superb defensive effort so far by the Canes. Now Frank Costa, his first start at quarterback. Donnell Bennett, his running back, with 2 touchdowns on the day. Larry Jones off a play fake. Costa's going to throw, and a nice catch by Tucker. John Saunders, what do you got for us in New York, buddy?
Well, you've got Costa there at quarterback. How about Darrell Bevel of Wisconsin? What a big day. 5 touchdown passes. That is a Wisconsin Badger record as Wisconsin blows past Nevada 35-17. Brent.
Hey, John, didn't Ron Vanderkellen have that many in a Rose Bowl? Guess not. Beware the Badger, Mr. Vermeil.
Well, remember, we saw them last year, and defensively they were very good. Offensively, they were struggling.
Jones on a cutback.
to the 40. This will leave Miami in second and short. Good throwing opportunity coming up here for Mr. Costa.
Yeah, nice block there by Zamelski, the big offensive left tackle. This guy, here he is, number 77, ladies and gentlemen, coming off the ball. Now, this young man was born in Russia, lived there for 3 years and moved to Israel, lived there a couple years, moved to West Germany. 1982, came to the United States. Here he is today, reestablishing the Iron Curtain on the line of scrimmage.
Come Yom Kippur, and he'll be out in Colorado. He'll find some time to go to the synagogue out there, I'm sure, in Boulder. That's going to be a huge game now when Miami... You know, Miami's schedule early is tough, but it's spaced well. Yes, they play Florida State fairly early. They got to play Colorado, but Coach Erickson's got some nice spacings. A little week off, and then maybe a little softer opponent. And this is a team, folks, that's got a shot. Next Saturday, speaking of a shot, don't miss the opener of our triple header. Notre Dame, Michigan. This is going to decide a lot of things in the early rankings. Then the second game, and you better check your local listings. That's what we're going to offer. Certainly those of you in Philadelphia, if you're still with us, in New York, USC, Penn State will probably be in there. And don't overlook Texas A&M, Oklahoma down in the Southwest. Then, yes, Saturday night, Mr. Vermeil, I'm going to introduce you to my favorite offensive line this year, Ohio State. And it looks like Washington will be ready.
Hey, Lumber's got him playing real well right now. But I'll tell you, Ohio State, if they can throw the ball efficiently, they're going to be the sleeper, I think, throughout the country. Because they were outstanding on defense last year. They have a number of those guys back. But that offensive line, they've got 2 top NFL prospects playing in the offensive line side by side, and they're over 300 pounds apiece.
Defensive line, not too bad either.
No. They're one of the better defensive teams in the entire country last year.
So what's your early assessment of Miami for Hurricane fans down in Florida way and all around the East Coast? What are your thoughts?
They'll end up being one of the best teams in the country. I really believe that. Defensively, they probably already are, and I think as soon as Costa really gains confidence in his decision of where he's going with the ball quickly and throws with confidence, and I just think they'll continue to grow and to get better.
There they are. The Buckeyes roll in Columbus. 2nd and 2. Jones there at the middle. Bolts free at the 40. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So Larry Jones, do you remember him, folks, the night against Nebraska in the 92 Orange Bowl? He's out of Gainesville.
You'll see penetration by the nose guard here. He got up inside the gap, but they created the hole between him and the defensive tackle. Now watch him slip right. See him slip right in there. He cut him down, and there's that hole. They got a good cutoff block right there. Walled off downfield, and he's in the open. Jones is loose.
31 yards for Mr. Jones.
See, that linebacker has to fill that gap if that nose guard penetrates like that, Brent.
And here is James Stewart with a penalty flag down. So a quick changeup. And not only do they have talent, but they've got depth at running back. No wonder Coach Erickson wanted to emphasize the running game, even though this one's coming back.
Casey Jones, the offensive center, the young kid from Midland, Texas, came off the ball real nice that time. One-on-one block on the nose guard all by himself and created that opening. Good job for a young man.
Let's go to Julie Moran. Julie?
Well, Brent, Thursday was freshman orientation here at BC, but the freshmen on the football team had a little orientation some time ago, and they received this, the Boston College playbook, just a small manual with some nuances of Boston College football, the heavy load, the combo pass. This is freshman econ and freshman calculus. I'm not so sure if I wouldn't rather pass these 2 classes than this one. Vermeil, this is almost as big as your playbook in Philly. Almost.
Probably a lot smarter things in that one, though. I'll tell you that, Julie.
All right, first down, Costa. Incomplete, and Ferguson didn't show us much there. Should have, shouldn't he, folks?
Yeah, when you drop one like that, you're thinking about running the ball first and not catching it first. You know, you're in front of the zone coverage. The linebackers are right there. You can hear them right around you. You've got to concentrate on the tip of the ball, look it into your hands, and tuck it away. He did not do that.
Oregon goes into Fort Collins and wins 23-9. Rich Brooks. Oregon State with a win against a fairly talented Wyoming team. The Grizzlies are down this year. 38-7 Montana loses. second. 17-4-47. Bennett slides off a tackle, battles to the 30, and it'll be about 3rd and 11.
Terrell Green, the offensive left guard. They flopped their offensive line, strong side, weak side, but Terrell Green came off the ball that time and did an awfully nice job of turning the defensive tackle out and allowing him to crush up inside. You'll see what I'm talking about right here. Now watch the offensive guard come off, turn him outside, and create that gap up inside. Boom. Now see him turn him, wall him off out there. Again, the linebacker doesn't fill that hole quick enough. They move the ball.
Miami searching for a big play here. Whenever they have used this formation, they have sprinted Ferguson out, gone to the shotgun, and basically 4 wide receivers, but Costa sees something he doesn't like, and Erickson not happy.
Here they are. See, they're already down to just 1 timeout left, and it's in the 3rd quarter. And you definitely want to have those all going. Of course, they're ahead, yes, 20-0, but still in training the quarterback, you're trying to make sure that he understands the importance of holding on to all those timeouts.
Let's check in with John Saunders in New York. John?
Brent, let's check in with the defending national champions from Alabama. Chris Anderson, 5 yards, capping a 6-minute, 66-yard drive. He has 2 touchdowns on the day, and the Crimson Tide are starting to roll it open, 21-7. Brent.
Yeah, John, and their schedule is well suited for another run at the title, Dick.
You know, I went down there in August and spoke at a football clinic for Coach Stallings, and you can sense when you're down around their coaching staff, they really believe they've got another contender for a national championship down there.
Dick, here's one not to miss. She's the mother of all mothers, a mom for the 90s, Thea. And you can see her in a special preview Wednesday night right after Home Improvement right here on ABC.
Well, I won't miss that one, I promise you. I get my popcorn, I'm going to watch that one.
4 minutes to go, 20-0. Miami shutting out Boston College. Show blitz.
I'm not so sure the quarterback called for the snap, but the center didn't snap it. See, he turns to the coach and raises his hands. He says, Coach, I called the snap. He just didn't give it to me.
Now I think in this instance he's mad at the officials when that defender came across the line. I thought he had broken it too, and that they had caught him offsides.
But I think there's some offensive movement there, Brett.
Well, the White Sox on a roll.
47-yard attempt.
Having a year. And how about that story, in case you missed it? Jim Abbott throws a no-hitter for the New York Yankees today, and now Pruitt 3-for-3 for Dane Pruitt, and it is 23-0.
Boy, he belted that one through nicely. He's trying to figure out what that penalty was called for. You know, as a head coach, I used to rant and rave with those guys, Brent, and I'd go absolutely mild. You see, and it just it's so hard to hold back your feelings when you're upset with a guy, because you've got all this pressure. You've all week in preparation for the one game, and then you have a guy that works the weekends, you know, comes in, has breakfast, does the game, and goes on home. Make a decision you don't like, and you don't think he takes the game as serious as you do, so you get upset.
I'm looking at the scoreboard, and Coach, you're up by 23 and playing pretty well.
Yeah, but that's what makes him a great football coach, too. He's interested in every snap, not just the end of the ball game.
Well, Dick, here's one of the rule changes this year.
Right here. Hey, no longer can you line. You must have 4 people on each side of the ball as you kick off. No longer will you see the overload for the onside kick attempt. It was a dangerous type play with people blocking ahead of the ball.
Watson from the 1. 20 straight upfield, spins free at the 30, dances to the 35, and he's out to the 39-yard line.
He is, you know, here he is. He's showing off. He's from Boca, Florida, that Boca Raton down there. So he's showing off a little bit. Said, you should have recruited me in Miami.
Barnwell had to get in there and help out with a stop, and here's Kenyatta. Well, there is Rutgers down there, and you folks at Miami, when you see the Rutgers score at Brian Fortes, that's how important it is to be quarterback at Miami. When you don't get the job, you go to court and sue, I guess. Here's Foley. Straight back high and complete. And he works it into the hands of Clarence Kennan.
Did a real nice job, and he stayed in the pocket that time. They gave him enough time to work the pattern open. But the one thing Foley did there, he maintained concentration on his throw the whole time. He did not watch the rush.
There's a team that could be a sleeper this year, West Virginia. Nice start to their season. Here's Justice on the swing from Foley to the Miami 40-yard line.
Justice did justice to that play. New York State Player of the Year coming out of high school. 4,124 yards in his career. You can see that maneuverability with the ball, that elusiveness with the ball in his hand. Got to get it in his hand more often out there in space.
3 wide receivers. And they'll hand off to Justice. Going nowhere against that defensive front. Kevin Patrick, who's played himself a whale of a game here.
You know, in talking to the offensive line coach here at Boston, who does a great job of coaching, Mike Mazer, he said he was really concerned about the right side of his offensive line, Borelli and Valesca. They're inexperienced, and thought Kendall and those guys would hold up all right. But Kevin Patrick, playing over on that defensive side, is giving him fits.
3rd and 3, penalty flag down, incomplete on the pass. Greg Landry, the guard, was guilty that time, somewhat exasperated. It's really tough now when you trail Miami 23-0 and you're going to pass on almost every down, and you turn your offensive line loose against this defensive front. It is really tough.
Plus, you know, it's a cool day, Brent, and those pass rushers can rush every snap without running out of gas here going into the 4th quarter. And it looks like to me that Kevin Patrick is getting a little bit stronger down there. Now, he's 6'4", 255, and coming off the ball as strongly now as he was in the 1st quarter.
And you know, they have used 7 rushmen. Let's go to Julie Moran. Speaking of Miami and its fans, Julie.
Oh, Brent, the Miami fans are faithful. I have 2 fans here from Sarasota. Now, you guys, how'd you get up here?
I drove.
I heard you had a little business up here. You arranged it that way, huh?
Business trip, yeah. I planned it well ahead of time, so I'd be here.
I have another policeman from New Jersey who didn't go to Miami, but always makes those Miami games.
About 4 a year. I'm from Glenn Foley's hometown, but I'm a Miami Hurricane fan.
All right, Brent, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Julie. Well, that's one play they didn't like when Cannon caught that pass, giving Boston College a 1st down on 4th down. Now incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10, and there was Marley over there delivering a little justice to Mitchell. Well, Arizona State favored against Utah tonight going. And Washington now 24-7 over Stanford. And incomplete. It is 3rd and 10.
You know, Glenn has thrown a number of balls over the top of receivers today. You know, many times when you're doing that, Brent, you're staying back on your back foot as a quarterback. You set up and you're staying back there. Sometimes the pass rushers, they've been hounding you all day, and you're a little bit leery of coming off that back foot and moving forward into the pocket to throw that ball. But he's got to get his body moving into the throw to pull that nose down.
Greg Price out to Foley's right. Now he dumps it off to Smith. Smith brought down at the 25 and close to a 1st down. I think they're going to give him the 1st down. White defending the ball, and Dick, let's take a closer look.
Well, here's Foley with the ball now, and he's dropped back. This is the last one I was talking about. See, he's actually in this one throwing it high because he overstrided just a little too much. See, when you lower your body like that, you compensate by coming up with your arm like that, and over the top it goes.
High snap, pulls it down, fires to Smith, who is down at the 21-yard line.
I look for Coach Tuberville to come with some kind of a some kind of a blitz, linebacker blitz, a pressure-type defense down there, especially when you get close to the 20-yard line. You don't have as much area to defend. You can come after them a little bit more.
Penn State wins its Big Ten debut. Intercepted. No, the 11-yard line. They're going to mark it down. It was Ziegler. He has been a thorn in their side all game long. 2 interceptions on the day and 2 possible touchdown saves.
Up on the right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see Ziegler, number 34, move in. He was squatted on the pattern. By squatted, I mean he didn't back up. He's not concerned about backing off there because the goal line, the end zone's back there. He's using that field. He just squatted on that little turn in, moved in front, and took it away.
Yeah, and aren't those people happy that Emily missed? 1st and 10. And Jones to the 17-yard line.
Jones has good vision. He rolls to the hole. He sees that cut back there, and he takes it. Good blocking again from the backside of the offensive line. 0-2. Normally, you throw 1 interception more than your opponent, you lose the football game 3 out of 4 times. Anywhere close to being equal teams.
And remember, one of them should have been a touchdown.
Yes,
Ziegler.
Yeah, right.
He's made some huge plays in this game. Bennett out to the 23. You know, we saw that sign about Hurricane Emily. Reminded me that we had spoken to Coach Erickson about it yesterday, because of course they had to live through that nightmare a year ago. And here's what he had to say when they got the weather forecast down South Florida.
And it was really a weird feeling seeing that thing maybe approaching Miami, and I mean, it really affected me. It affected my mind and my children's and even guys on our football team, and you know, little kids I can imagine around the area that were in it before were just frightened, and because when you go through something like that, and now again you have a chance, it's really frightening.
You bet. Now Costa pulls up and a diving catch by Tucker. What a talented tight end. He's not even built like a tight end. He's built like a wide receiver, which he played in high school. When he comes off that line, he made a fine catch.
He did made a fine catch, but the quarterback is growing up. He is growing up. He moves off to his left a little bit, sets up there, shows real poise. Now watch him move off and set up as he comes off. He moves off. Now watch him poise. No panic, real calm, throws the ball where he has to, high and over the outside shoulder. He's growing up as he plays in this ball game today. First quarter, you know something, I think he would have thrown that incomplete.
Tucker, after that 20-yard gain, with 4 catches on the day, 59 yards, 23-0. It's all Miami. Miami was embarrassed by Alabama, held to 48 net yards rushing. Here, Dick Vermeil through 3 quarters. Miami has rushed for 144 yards. As we start the 4th quarter, 1st and 10 for the new quarterback, Frank Costa. And Shipman. Check that. That was Stewart, who is wrapped up on that play.
You know, and they're running against a pretty good defensive team. I really think, in watching Boston's defense play, that Steve Sabo has a better defensive team this year than last. I think the down linemen are playing a little bit better than maybe they anticipated. But Chris Sullivan has done a good job in there. Morabito's done a good job. And Joe O'Brien, those guys have been battling. But they're just up against one of the fine offensive lines in the country, and they're not staying on the field long enough offensively.
2nd and 11. Bennett.
Stan Collinet. 99 Stan Collinet. It came around the corner. I walked into a meeting room with him the other day, and he's a 6'6" guy, 245 pounds, just a redshirt freshman that one day is going to be a real good defensive lineman here, defensive end.
3rd and 11. Michigan breezing. So is Texas A&M now. And Arkansas State leading Florida. But that's early. Costa fires high. Oh, should have been intercepted.
They both dropped it.
Clifford, number 25, had to go through his hands.
They both dropped the ball. The receiver dropped the ball and let it go through his hands, and Clifford does the same thing. You can see here we were talking about rushing yards. University of Miami trying to improve. Last year they averaged 120 yards a game in the opener. They're right now going into the 4th quarter at 144 yards rushing against a pretty good rushing defensive team.
Tom Patterson snapping the ball to Mike Chrissy. Under pressure, Chrissy gets it off. The transfer from Ohio State gets it out under enormous pressure. Well done by Chrissy. Ball is dead at the 13-yard line. A 45-yard punt. 13:19 to go.
Hi, my friend.
Well, if Glenn Foley stays healthy the way he's going to wind up starting more games here than Doug Flutie.
34 career starts coming into here. Flutie had 40, so you're right, Brent. All he has to do is stay healthy.
The last Boston College win versus Miami, folks, November 23rd, 1984. You won't forget it, and neither will I. Back goes Foley. Intercepted. The 3rd one, and this one by Richardson.
See now, an experienced quarterback, senior quarterback, 50, should not throw that ball. That's a safety sitting back in the hole. He's trying to hit the seam. He should see that safety working over in there. See, he doesn't see him. You see him coming from the right side of your screen now. See the tight end working up into the seam. And there's Richardson just sitting back there as a safety, watching what's happening, watching the quarterback's eyes. He throws it right to him. That's a mistake.
And it gives Miami a 1st down at the Boston College 16.
3 turnovers, you lose. That's all there is to it. Even sometimes when you're a superior team, if you're -3, you lose the football game.
Here's Stewart trying to run wide and get it turned upfield down at the 11-yard line. One play we won't be seeing this year is that little bit of trickery that we saw a lot of coaches use, especially the Desert Fox out there at Arizona.
You know, Dick told me he loved that play.
No fumble-rooski, folks. The quarterback's not putting it on the ground and then allowing the guard to come around and scoop it up. I guess the greatest fumble-rooski ever was Nebraska when they came alive against Oklahoma.
Yeah, I remember that. Were you doing the game?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a heck of a moment. Coach Osborne used it at the right time, didn't he? That's 2nd down now. Stewart stopped at the 10.
Hard to run against that 8-man front. Boy, they have everybody stacked up in there like tough to run.
Oh, our spotter, Jimmy Tubbs, got a key question. Why no fumble-rooski? It's because the officials couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it was so hard to determine whether the ball was put on the ground properly or it was down and the guy fell on it. If a guy falls on the ball when it's down, it's actually a dead play. And they had a hard time officiating the play.
Tubbs is one of those Long Island guys. He likes that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
He likes those technicalities in the rule books. 3rd and 4. Now, you take George Hill over here, the stats man from Arizona. He straight up just play football. That's all. That's all they do out there.
Just give me the stats, man. Just give me the stats.
Just the numbers, please. Just the numbers. Okay, 3rd down now. And Costa rolling to the right. Firing high. Intercepted in the end zone on the deflection by Michael Reed. Don't celebrate too much. You're down by 23. Just get the ball to 20, pal, and snap it.
A little waggle action. That's the first time they've used that action, meaning they faked one way and then brought the quarterback outside the pocket to throw it down there to buy some time to let the pattern develop. He just threw it a little bit high. It got batted in the air, intercepted.
We got to cut him some slack, though. You know, they haven't had a whole lot to celebrate about, so why not? That's the way Miami does it, right?
Another day is drawing to a close, and all kinds of people all over the country are heading home for dinner.
matter who they are or what they do or where they make their homes, chances are their favorite dinners have at least one thing in common. Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Presenting the new Civic Del Sol from Honda. It's a sporty, open-top car with a very remarkable feature. When it's windy outside, it's not so windy inside.
When you're thirsty, you need a squirt. Because there's nothing like our refreshing blend of citrus flavors. Give your thirst a squirt.
Hitachi?
Wait, I know. They make...
Look, your favorite show.
Oh.
Hitachi makes big screen TVs and $20,000 entertaining products. Hitachi.
The Washington Huskies battle Ohio State in a primetime showdown. It's the grand finale of our college football triple-header next Saturday on ABC.
Well, Boston College being shut out, Dick, and those numbers can tell a story.
Well, time of possession here, they're minus 7 minutes. Last year, they went through the season and ended up like 2.5, almost 3 minutes or better with the ball than their opponent. And when they won, they averaged having the ball 5 minutes more than their opponent. See, way off their normal game.
Tom Coughlin has never been shut out in his tenure here as head coach at Boston College. He's on the short end of a 23-0 score right now with 11:15 to go.
Well, he knew they were biting off a big chunk coming into this one, you know, and he was going to try to move the formations around and everything to try to just take the edge off that physicalness.
Almost intercepted.
But, you know, they've made the linebackers adjust. They've made the secondary adjust, but those down linemen have just put the weight forward and come off the ball.
You see Marley? Now Marley, he wants to deliver the hit. He didn't want the interception. He just let me get my hands on somebody.
Just let me hit somebody. Born in Jamaica. Came to the United States in 1984. And he's in this month's GQ. I don't read those magazines.
I don't either. You must know.
Well, my producer just told me about it.
That's Richardson who whacked him, but he got the first down and held on to the ball.
He held on to that football. Is he tough? This is why everybody loves Mitchell, and that's why everybody's talking about C.J. Richardson in Miami. He can hit you. Watch this right to the left-hand corner of your screen. He touches. Wow! Woo! That hurts.
Now Foley. Fires complete to Smith again. Bass is right there along with Francis.
See, with the score 23-0, Miami can sit back there in those zones and just let you throw the ball in front and come up and nail you. And the better the athlete you are, the more accurately you are when you make those square tackles. You don't miss. You're always in balance, and wham, they deliver great shots.
Second down. Deflected. Incomplete. And that was Dwayne Johnson, the junior defensive lineman, getting a paw on it.
Yeah. His son, his dad is Rocky Johnson, the famous professional wrestler, Rocky Johnson. And his uncles are all wrestlers as well.
Something else that you know about that I don't. Between GQ and watching the World Wrestling Federation, you're up on things. Foley, and this time Mitchell doesn't hang on, and Robert Bass, the middle linebacker, was there.
He's been very active, Bass has. You know, he already has his degree in criminal justice, and he prevented a crime that time. He's been very active, playing in Barrow's place and doing a real good job. You know, a linebacker can play better and look better when you have a down lineman, a group of down linemen dominating the line of scrimmage like it's happened today.
And let's see what Harris can do if he gets one to return.
Low ball. That's a return ball all the way.
You bet, for the 24. Looking for an alley. And he'll step out of bounds at the 31-yard line. 10 minutes and 6 seconds to go. The season opener. And Miami has reloaded and is on the move again. Shutting out Boston College 23-0. And Dick, we certainly want to thank our director, Bill Webb, for leaving his duties at Yankee Stadium to come here and do his usual fine job. See you leave, and Jim Abbott throws a no-hitter. Oh, what a moment that had to be. He has to be everybody's all-time favorite athlete, or one of them. I'll tell you, what a story he is. So here we go. Miami 23, BC nothing. First down, Costa. And incomplete. Let's go to Julie Moran. Julie?
The devastation of Hurricane Andrew, the University of Miami is particularly empathetic with the flood victims in the Midwest. And Lila Chamberlain, tell us what you have planned in a few weeks.
Well, last year when we went to Iowa, they were really friendly and really generous. And they took up a collection for us, for all the victims in South Florida. And what we want to do is we want to help them out. We set up a collection at our first home game, which is against Virginia Tech in 2 weeks. Hopefully, we can collect a lot of money for them and help them do as much good as their money did for us in South Florida.
Great. So Miami fans should bring extra cash in 2 weeks to the game. Back to you, Brent.
Yeah, you bet, Julie. Nice story.
Boy, I'll tell you, he's a talented guy, Larry Jones. Did you see that? Nothing at the point of attack, Brent. He just keeps his feet moving and works along the line of scrimmage, and you can do that if there's no penetration. He worked along the line of scrimmage and found a crack. Off he goes. Good running skills.
Third down now.
So here he is. 7 Jones on the roster. 6 of them here today. They come right back with him, and he twists for a first down as Boyd hit him.
Stephen Boyd's made a number of plays today. Had 11 starts last year, so he has a lot of experience, and he's reading plays properly and filling correctly.
Dick, knowing fans, okay, there would, and some of the media, there would be a natural tendency to jump on Boston College, to give up and say, hey, they're not that good. Quarterback threw 3 interceptions, can't win big games. Tell me what your feeling is about Boston. Have they put too much in this game?
Well, I don't maybe that the coaches have, but maybe the fans have, you know, and maybe unrealistic expectations. But I think they're a good football team, and I think they'll be competitive all year. And I see things, especially on the defensive side, better than I saw them in the 2 times that I saw. They're very solid up there against a very good offensive line. Offensively, their offensive line is inexperienced on the right side, and they have played a little bit better, I think, than maybe the left side did that's more experienced. So I think they have some real hope to improve quickly as they go on.
But to be competitive against, let's say, Syracuse, which is another power in this conference, they're going to play better than this.
Oh, yes, and I think they will. And you know what Coach Coughlin told me? He says to beat Syracuse, we first got to beat them in recruiting some players, too. He says they do a great job there, and we've got to beat them in recruiting before we get them on the field if we're going to, you know, be successful.
Okay, so Chrissy getting ready to punt again for the Canes. The brightest spot for BC, at least in my opinion, without assessing the lineman's play, has been Watson, the return man.
Definitely.
He was going to signal for the fair catch. He's going to let this one roll.
See, he's a redshirt freshman, Brent. He should go up and make that play. That's the second time he's lost about 15 yards. And I am positive that Al Paquette, the special teams coach, is going to be upset with him.
Yeah, so despite his moments of brilliance, it's also cost him a few yards. But that'll change. And a reminder that tomorrow, join us for the conclusion of the PGA Tour's great traditional event. The final round of the Greater Milwaukee Open beginning at 4 Eastern, 3 Central and Pacific here on ABC. Billy Mayfair with the lead, 14 under par over 3 golfers, including the defender Richard Zokol of Canada, Mark Calcavecchia, and Jim McGovern. So there is the last time that BC has been shut out. Justice Smith running it out to the 9-yard line. 8:40 to go. Miami scored on its first possession of the new season.
Yeah, and a very short field. 51-yard drive after a penalty in that with Boston's first drive. Hey, maybe next time they will decline the kickoff and play defense.
You know, the last 8 years, Dick, listen to this. Miami's record is 88-8. They either won the national championship or lost the game to the eventual national champions. What an 8-year record they've got. This is the start of number 9. And Boston College trying to get something done with Darnell Campbell.
And you know what, a real positive to add to that, their 87 freshman class, 75% of those kids have graduated. So they're not just playing football down. They're going to school and graduating. And that's above the CFA average, College Football Association average, which is 59%. So salute a job being well done.
First and 10. Inside of 8 minutes. Incompletion.
I keep going back to the thought that Tom Coughlin said to me in the meeting the other day on Friday. He says, you know, we just have no margin of error when we play a team like Miami. And they've done just enough things to get themselves beat, let alone get handled in areas physically. Good football coach, that guy. Penn State. I was a little concerned about Penn State, Brent, because they've had a lot of injuries offensively. I was up there a couple days in spring practice, and they look like they're going to be a darn good football team.
Incomplete.
He didn't read that one correctly.
And words are being exchanged by the wide receiver and the defensive back, Malcolm Pearson.
Glenn has his college degree already. He's working on some graduate courses, a degree in sociology. Of course, he wants to go on and play in the National Football League, and I'm positive that he will. And this is the future quarterback at Boston College. Make sure you get your grades, young man.
Foley.
Good job.
29-yard line. That's good enough for a first down. And Ivan Boyd, big play Boyd, averaged better than 28 yards a catch last year. Certainly not today.
Well, Ivan Boyd is another one of those kids that has his degree. He has his degree in econ, and he came back, averaged 21.8, like you said, a reception. That's remarkable.
Fresno State could be another one of the sleepers out west, by the way, Mr. Vermeil.
Well, they've been so potent offensively, leading the country.
First down on that fine play by Keith Miller.
The trouble is they don't get to play against enough really heralded college football teams to gain the recognition. But hey, they beat SC, took them apart last year, remember?
What about Coach Snyder and Arizona State tonight against Utah?
Well, I tell you, Coach Snyder is one of the better college football coaches we've had the opportunity to present to the country when he was at Cal. And it's just a matter of time before they start beating people. Might start tonight.
You get some talent down there. So there's Mitchell out of bounds. Midfield. Clock stopped. 6:53 to go.
The other thing you notice is you look down from the booth and look at Miami defensive team play. The one thing you really notice, even if the ball's caught, just a split second, there are 3 or 4 white jerseys that are just flash into the play and make it. They can all run. They've got a lot of backup players in there right now.
Run the delay with Campbell. There's the first down. 6:53.
Real nice job by Tommy Nalen, the offensive center. Maybe one of the best offensive centers on the coast. One of 7 kids. Here he is right in front of the quarterback there. He's going to come off the ball. Watch him run right up behind him there. Right in front of number 13. See, he gets a nice block on the nose guard right there. See him working him right there. Does a nice job. Ties up that man. Excellent blocking by Nalen.
That is the East Coast, right?
Yeah, East Coast.
First and 10. Foley drops it off. Campbell, who breaks free. Twist to the 29-yard line. First down, 6:29.
People do not run enough of those kinds of offensive plays in college football. If you catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage, the offensive lineman can go downfield and block. People don't do it enough. They've done it twice here today. Both plays successful. Shows you how important first downs can be. 18-15.
So they send the Miami starters back in on the defensive line. Doesn't matter to Campbell. He bolts to the 23-yard line. The Canes in search of a shutout.
You know, I would never, and I'm not saying they're wrong, I'd never send my first-string defensive guys back in again. You know, you got the ball game won 23-0. You send a starter that was on the bench, bring him back in and he gets hurt. Boy, I'll tell you, then you really second-guess yourself as a coach.
Miller and Grice are the wide receivers for BC to the left.
Looks like blitz coverage coming right now. Yeah, they're coming after him.
Deflected, and Foley fortunately got another hand on it and knocked it away, or Ray Lewis would have been on his way. Lewis, one of
two very talented freshmen linebackers.
This guy is a true freshman, not a redshirt freshman. He just got there playing in his first football game and playing well. They called a linebacker blitz. See, the pressure is, he jumps. Here, look at the athletic ability of this guy. Foley, he's showing a little of that basketball playing ability to jump up and bat that away.
You bet. Third down. Timeout. And the 5:33 mark.
You know, Miami was one of the better teams in the country last year on defense. They were number 3 in the country, so hey, not surprised they're that good today.
Commercial. This is an illegally parked car outside this stadium. Folks, this car is either owned by a Kennedy, the police chief, or someone who's going to have a quick getaway. Now look at this. The tow truck came, said, this is one I'm going to snag, a $400 fine. And he left that car there. It might be a police decoy, Dick.
Yeah, I think it's a setup. That's entrapment, isn't it? That's an entrapment.
Will McDonough owns that car. He's the only one who can park that illegally up here in Boston. All right. Here's third down now. 5:30 to go in the old ball game, and Miami with a shutout, 23-0 over the Eagles. Catch by Cannon.
Boy, he likes playing against Miami. The last time he played against him, he caught 6 balls. That was an outstanding catch. That was in a crowd, throwing high. Great concentration of following the ball to your hands, tucking it away. See, nice, good pass rush there by Sept, number 76. He gets in his face, still gets it off. He goes high, takes it ball. See, the other thing he does, he gets it tucked away quickly. Oh, that tape man moved that a little quick, too.
1st and 10. Here's the handoff to Darnell Campbell. A man from Brockton, Mass. Boy, that's a town close by here that's turned out some fine football players over the last few years.
You know, and he stepped up a notch from last year. He really has. He also has his degree in sociology right now. And
let me ask you a question. Is Dwight Shirley that deep in the doghouse here?
I don't know. I mean, he was so good last year, and he was their leading rusher at 604 yards at the fullback position. Of course, they do miss Chucky Dukes.
They've got a JC transfer, Anthony Comer, too, who was very good. Haven't seen him today, but just the start of the season. Now they come right back with Campbell, who battles his way to the 6-yard line. It's going to leave them a little over a yard shy, is it, of a first down here? They were stopped once in the first half, twice from the 2-yard line. As time was running out in the first half, that was BC's best scoring opportunity. The 15th play coming up in a drive that started back at the 5. 3rd and 2. And first down, it's 1st and goal.
Good line search, good offensive line search, and a guy running up there with authority. As long as he can get to the line of scrimmage cleanly, he's going to make that first down. If the defensive linemen get penetration underneath those offensive linemen, then you can't hit that hole as cleanly as he hit that one.
Well, here it is. Miami trying to hold on to that shutout. Boston College with a 1st and goal. 3:49 to go. Campbell, a running back, straight up over the top. It'll be 2nd and goal.
See what I mean that time, Brent? There was good penetration underneath the offensive line. See, there was no cracks, no place for him to go. So he had to go up over the top, and there's the linebackers cleaning up. There's Marley again. He needs a ladder to get up that height. See, now watch the defensive linemen go underneath. See, they get down in there. Oh, it's a little higher than I thought, but the linebackers are up there to meet it. Look at Marley. He's going to get up there. Look at, he's got his hand up. I got him. Look at that.
Timeout with 3:28 to go. Tune for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report.
we can tell you that form is holding here on this opening Saturday. Miami favored, but only by a touchdown. That's surprising to some. And here they're up by 23. Second and goal for Foley and Boston College. Campbell again, not going to make it. Now it's third and goal. Good goal line stand. Robert Bass in the middle of that play defensively.
I'm surprised they don't try to bounce outside, Brent. You know, remember right before the half they couldn't score by banging up inside, and that defensive line is so physical that maybe if they could just get a quick toss for that two tight end formation, so get outside in the perimeter with the ball. Fewer guys out there that don't like you.
That's Laro, the tight end, set at fullback.
Play action pass.
Campbell up over the top toward the goal.
Got it.
Touchdown! Boston College goes 95 yards in 18 plays. Campbell takes it over the top for the Eagles' first score, and Tom Coughlin still has not been shut out.
Up over the top, see. Broke the plane, and yet still fundamental high school play, college football play, pro football. Everybody runs the eye isolation in the goal line. Lead the fullback through, give the ball back to the tailback, and let him get up over the top.
Now here's David Gordon. He left foots it. 23-7. 2:46 to go, and here comes the onside kick.
Well, you won't see the overloaded onside kick formation with the new rule.
Both Visa and American Express Gold cards can get you to Great Guana Cay in the Bahamas. But should there be trouble in paradise,
Honey, we missed the boat. Whoa!
What do we do
only
now?
Visa Gold can come to your rescue, because the only hotel on Great Guana Cay doesn't take American Express.
I know that guy.
Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
Harry.
Zoom maximize the merriment. Zoom maximize the grin. Zoom maximize the moments in the sun. Grab your Zoom Max when a good time begins. And Zoom maximize the fun.
Get your shot with the Canon Sure Shot Zoom Max.
Lots of zooms can shoot across the room, but here's the only one that can zoom maximize the fun.
The Sure Shot Zoom Max from Canon.
One of the most innovative real estate companies in America. Life insurance. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Well, we are back. There's the young man who scored for the Eagles. Capping off that long drive. 2:46 to go. 23-7. Miami with the lead and fully expecting the onside kick here from Boston College.
Hard to drive the ball down Miami's throat. You know, last year Miami defense forced an opponent to run 55 snaps before they gave up a touchdown. That was the third best ratio in the United States. Real good defensive team last year, maybe every bit as good this year.
Jeff Beckley kicks it off, has to go 10 yards, bounds high in the air, recovered by Miami. That was Larry Jones, the running back. They put the good hands people up front, and they come away with it. Well, here's a school that lost the likes of Darren Smith, Michael Barrow, Jesse Armstead to the NFL. And
Kevin Williams.
Just reloaded with those three linebackers gone. And Dennis Erickson's defensive lineman crying told me, we're going to be death row for quarterbacks. When the game is over, we're going to put rest in peace on their backs. Here's Ryan Collins now, the backup quarterback for Miami. He's got an added dimension, a little bit better runner, they tell us, than Costa. And here he comes on a sprint out, fires incomplete. Ball should have been caught.
Eric Shorter, number 6, went after him, you know, but if he'd have kept his helmet up and watched the football, he might have been able to go in and make the interception rather than the direct to the right side of your screen. See, he's coming in. No, he was right. Excuse me. I saw it differently.
Daphnis, the intended receiver, so it is second down. So here is the young man.
4.5 speed, Brent, as you said, very mobile young man.
The handoff. Jones is in a foot race, and Jones inside the 15-yard line.
You know, Jones was the Orange Bowl MVP a couple years ago, Brent. You know, and then he was injured and all that kind of stuff. But boy, did he pop through there that time. Just a direct handoff, running up there behind Terrell Green and Lamelski, and off he goes.
32-yard bolt. And the one thing that Ryan Collins, the sophomore, gives you, little up-tempo game here.
Yeah, good block downfield. See, and they got a block on the linebacker, Brian Howlett, 45. They got him blocked as well, and that gave him that crack. Shorter coming out of the football game. Larry Jones.
So Collins will try to see if he can get himself a little touchdown production going here against BC. 2:29 to go. Penn State wins its Big Ten debut. In a couple of weeks, we'll be out at Iowa to watch the Nittany Lions with their first Big Ten road trip into Iowa City. Clemson comes back against UNLV. Jones plows to the 11. Oh, that was Stewart. Let me check that. The young man from Vero Beach.
That's the guy they're really talking about. He's 6'3", 235, James Stewart. Brent, second in the state in 100 meters, and the boy, a 1,900-yard rusher his senior year, and they are talking about this guy with great smiles on their face, thinking he might be a great running back, not just a good one.
Well, it's going to be hard for him to get playing time with the likes of Bennett, the way he's played today, and Jones. There's a little bit of a delay with Ferguson. He's another running back sprinting to the outside, now battling his way to the 3-yard line. So it'll be first and goal with 1.5 minutes to go.
See, that kind of counteraction, the running back step one way and then come back the way. You freeze the linebackers when he steps like that. You'll see what I mean by this replay. He steps one side now, see, and they pull the backside line. Now he comes back in and gets involved, and that's allowed the offensive lineman to get over there. The old Washington Redskin counter gap play.
Stewart checks back into the game along with Larry Jones as Ferguson leaves in this package. And now Ryan Collins will go over and chat with the coaching staff and see what they want to do. It's kind of an interesting situation. The game is over, but you got a young man like Collins. You want him to be productive, and there really is nothing wrong here if you go ahead and try to get yourself 6 with this young man at quarterback. I know some folks are always saying, "I got to sit on the ball." No, I don't agree with that.
That's not the game. And I'll tell you, watching Collins throw the ball in pregame warm-up, and you mentioned it too, very quick delivery. He got rid of the ball quickly, and he threw it accurately, and obviously a real talent. Now here he's just a sophomore. Here he is right here, 6'2", 190 pounds, 4'5", 40. Hialeah, Miami Lakes High School.
And not a bad looking earring.
Earring. Oh my gosh.
See, how many guys you have played for you with earrings?
No, I didn't have any in those days. Not in those days. It's all changed now.
Could they have done that at UCLA with you as the coach?
No, I wouldn't have allowed it. But you know, I might. Wow. That stuff doesn't bother me anymore. I really mellow.
Carol softened you up. First and goal.
I was thinking of wearing one myself.
Yeah, we'll see you next week with one in Columbus. Here's the toss now to Stewart.
Good penetration.
Nice defense on that play. Stewart is down.
That was a nice defensive play that time. He got across the ball, Terrence Wiggins. Top of the screen on the right side, you'll see Terrence Wiggins is actually the free safety lining up, and he's coming off the corner in this formation. See him up on top. He gets underneath the blockers right there. Jones gets the penetration, creates the pile. Good force man there by Terrence Wiggins. He played strong safety last year, so he's used to being in that force position.
Howard! Ferguson, the running back, behind Collins.
136!
Ferguson will try to.
Oh, nice job.
Boyd pops him, and he battles his way to the 6-yard line. 23 seconds to go. 3rd down.
You know, Matt Goulet, number 69, did a good job and enabled Boyd to scrape off and get into that play. Goulet just sort of went in there and sacrificed his body for the sake of that defense.
Well, this will do it. This is going to do it. Here's the hand to Jones. This wouldn't be history. Coach Erickson in Miami wins its debut 23-7 over the Boston College Eagles. And the Chevrolet most valuable players of this game are so many fellas on that Miami defense we could select, but let's single out Dexter Siegler. He intercepted a couple of passes today for Miami. And Pete Mitchell played his heart out, the tight end from Boston College, and Chevrolet donates $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. For Dick Vermeil, Julie Moran, I'm Brent Musburger. So long, everybody.